Mainly Scottish.
Scotland, I'd rather be Scottish.
Or just a subclass of being French.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, now I can apologise.
I was going to mention it's like calling us French, but then I was like, no, I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm not going to make him feel bad.
Fucking French bastard. Okay.
Okay, so
Cool, that does work, yeah. Cool, so how are we all feeling? We all doing good?
Yeah,
Yeah?
I am.
Wonderful.
I've had a new game to play, so yeah.
And what is this new game?
No Man's Sky.
See, I couldn't get into that.
See, I've got into it just like that. Sorry, we're interrupting your game zone, mate.
It's alright, you guys can talk if you like, that's the whole point of the fun. You can do what you like for a while until I get annoyed and then you can't. That's generally how it usually goes. Alright, would you guys like to roll a d20? It's a
Please don't be
question.
me.
not really.
It's an option. I can do it to a whole vote if you want.
9, I've rolled.
You've rolled?
Can't seem to click on my character.
Oh, why not?
Oh, never mind. Don't worry about it. I got you.
Alright. Oh. Thank
Oh
God.
yes, Lorraine. Thank God. There we are.
One will be an automatic fail, but Jason's got 20.
That'll do it.
So he can choose whoever to do it. So I guess Jason, who are you choosing to do it?
Logan.
Oh, you missed my thrilling of last week when I was just like dying in bed.
I love her, she's ace.
Logan.
What?
I'm choosing you, dude.
Oh, you fucking don't, please don't choose me.
You have been selected.
Yes, Jason. Well
No, 'cause I've got my book. I'm a girlfriend's house. I've got my diary. Shit.
But
And I'd vote like...
where is the book?
Okay, alright. Okay, ready. What I remember, cause I've got my diary, and my diary was so cool as well. I enjoyed. We were down in the catacombs, like the basement. We walked around a bit. We sort of fought some. They look like one of them things of Harry Potter Dementors. And then we wandered around a little bit more.
Well, I think that you fought something else before you fought the shadows.
Oh, did we? Some gas. We fought gas,
Yeah.
and they were thingies. And we fought one of them, and the other one didn't want fighters because he was a bit.
Whatchamacallit, they are who are they?
The owners of the house.
Do you remember what they were called by any chance?
Oh God, no!
No,
I got my
that's fine.
diary.
No, that's fine. I want to pick the right. Yeah,
Elizabeth.
You fought Elizabeth and Gustav Durst. Well, actually, you fought Elizabeth Durst.
We did-
She came bursting out.
Yeah, but the husband, he was a bit of a chicken. And he wanted to be left alone.
He was a bit tired, obviously, the old crone. Yes.
Yeah. And then we fought Dementors,
Yep.
and then we went a wander around, and we seemed to come back to the same bit. And then we found another bit, and we went into like an altar thing.
Yep.
And oh no, we went downstairs. No, I remember we went downstairs, and then who's it? For the little one, the gnome, he went down and
Sorry.
tried to get in somewhere, and then he come back out, and then we all went round, and then we went to the old thing, and it seemed to make, because people were chanting, there was loads of chanting.
Yep.
About he is God, he is
He's
the
one,
land,
he's
something
the
like
ancient.
that, or ancient land, yeah. And then basically we sacrificed Nugget. I was quite happy about it. Nobody else seems to be.
There was no we involved in that.
All right, I sacrificed sacrifice Nugget. I was okay about it. Nobody else seems to be. But there was Dementors there as well that kept flicking in and out. I might remember.
So
Yeah.
and
And we come back out, and then we set fire to the house.
Yep.
And now Nugget's a hot dog.
So that's a fairly brief and slightly accurate interpretation of what happened last time. So, yes.
I forgot my diary.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
Don't worry about it. So yes, exactly. So you guys carried on after a long rest and obviously becoming a little bit stronger. What have you pressed? If you go up onto Curse of Strahd or Strahd's Victims, you'll get out that. She's pressed on your little video tabby thingy doobers. Anyway, as I was saying, sorry. So you guys went along, you went back down, and obviously you'd been exploring. You decided to go across, and you went into the cultist leaders' quarters, where there were portraits of Gustav and Elizabeth. And Elizabeth came tearing out of hers, screaming and shouting and raving. And before she had a chance to, tell you anything or inform you about anything or be like, hey, look, we're a cult. Like, why don't you go downstairs and find out what happened to the baby? You guys went, fuck you, and you stabbed her to death. She died pretty quick. And Gladger was quite happy because he pulled a few little bits out, like Cloak of Protection. He pulled out the Dubry of Dubry and all that jazz, the spellbook as well. And then you guys saw Gustav hiding in the thing, and he started telling you that he was a bit tired. And you know what? He wasn't really into the whole living forever thing, especially as now he's living forever as a ghast. And yeah, like obviously there's fools around and stuff, but he couldn't really be bothered. But yeah, at the end he then told you that there wasn't a door where there is now a door, and Jules was like, oh god damn, it's like right behind me, and it turns out to be a mimic, so you guys stabbed the hell into that. And then you went, hey look, there's an Orby thing in here, let's go have a look. And there was all your shadows as soon as you went in there just like sort of zipped away. Are you using Firefox and DnD Beyond? Is that to me or is that to Jason?
Who's Jason?
Say sorry?
Says to Gledra.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. You carry on.
All right,
I'll just type.
So yes, and then obviously you guys went into that room. Obviously it's like a bit of a shrine room. There was a statue of a man with sharp features, and yeah, your shadows started to zip away and started going across the ceilings. As you went along, you touched the orb. The shadows attacked you guys, and you guys managed to hold your own. Annoyingly, these shadows decided to drain on some of your strength, especially Baltesh's and Aurelia's. But after you destroyed these things, you're like, yeah, cool, awesome, let's put this orb back. Hang on a second. Aurelia took out her boomstick and shot at the ceiling, so 2 more then attacked you. And then it was like, whoa, what the fuck? But then, you destroyed them. And after shortly doing that, you guys were like, hey, let's take a quick rest. Let's just heal up these massive wounds and all these empty spell slots we've got because we've had 3 battles. And then went downstairs. As you explored down to the bottom of the dungeon, you realized the chanting got louder. And it was going, he's the ancient, he's the land. And as you got closer and closer to exploring, you went into a room which was filled with just 13 random sort of ritualistic items, just kind of like useless bits, like a mummified goblin hand. And a dagger made of bone with a massive crack through it and such. And then you went into the jailers, where there were skeletons against the walls, which were all shackled up, and you guys were expecting something to happen, so you went all the way to the end where there was like a one in a black robe, looks like the cultists, and you took a gold ring from him, and found a trap door. Opening the trap door, suddenly all these flittering shadows, different to ones from earlier on, flickered around, and they became almost like ghostly, I guess almost like flickering images, you could say, where they were sort of like whispering and just like fading in and out while all chanting. As Aurelia went to the top of the, let's say, altar, sacrificial altar. You guys realized, I think it might have been Jules who realized that it was a sacrificial altar, and they were saying that basically that they needed blood and that one must die, and saying it over and over again, one must die, one must die. And they all got really, really kind of annoyed and pissed off because, one wasn't dying. So Jules was like, hey, look, we've got this little doggy which has been following us and yapping along and, just going woof woof the entire time, and went along and he went to go put it down the altar. I really didn't like this and tried to hit him, but at the same time, as he got hit in the face, Jules went, "Hey, look, a mace!" Bang! And Nugget went splat. And then after that, you guys were exploring. You realised that was that massive flesh mound. Decided to leave it alone, and you escaped. And as you went upstairs, you realised that the house had reset to how it previously was. So basically, the actual house had started to rot away. All the paneling came from the walls. The food was mouldy. Everything was disgusting. It was cold. And as you went through, they decided the best option was probably to put it all on fire. So when you did your fireball, and did you use your breath weapon? I think it was. Or somebody did. Or somebody did something.
I think Jules used his breath weapon to help.
Yeah.
While I used my firebolt.
Yeah, so as you did that, it wasn't like, fire went in and it went on fire and everything burnt, but actually it seemed to be more like as soon as a fire went in there, it's almost like the entire room was full of gas and it just sort of like the entire thing started igniting and burning. And as you turned around, you saw that the mist wall was still up and quite heavy, and you could see shadows of direwolves in front of you. And as the direwolves got closer, they suddenly stopped and they parted and disappeared as there was a new silhouette of a figure with a long cloak in front of you, which welcomed you to Barovia. And as he clapped his hands together, the mist parted in between where exactly he was and disappeared. And in front of you, there was there was nice city of Barovia. Yes, Jason, Gladra.
Just to clarify on the whole, because obviously I know when we left, everything like disintegrated and stuff like that.
Yes.
Is that including the stuff and the golden ring, or do I still have those?
You still have the golden ring and you have the jewelry box, but it all looks very, very aged. Obviously, the jewelry box looks quite knackered and such, but it still does contain the 3 rings as well as the gold ring you've got and the jewelry box. Just like the silver sword that Valtesh picked up is still there, and the coins that Ori picked up is still on her as well. It's almost like time sort of catching up on it all, but with the actual sort of, I guess you could say, the material it's from, as well as the fact that it's been untouched, has sort of protected it quite a bit. So you could still probably get a bit of a penny for it, if that helps.
Right. Yeah. It's just because obviously, from what I picked up from the house, I've deleted everything in my list that was like the tome and the books and all that, because obviously I lost them. Which is fine, but obviously I was just having a look to see whether the stuff in the jewelry box, the coins that I picked up, the ring and the alchemist fire potion, whether they were still valid bits of equipment or whether I needed to delete them.
Oh, no, it's fine. Like I said, it's mostly like the papers and whatnot, as in like obviously the tombs, sort of information. Like obviously the book was as well. It started disappearing. You managed to just save it, and obviously put them into your spell book as well. But yeah, I think that's all of it so far. But yeah, how are you guys feeling so far? Are you guys happy with how that all went?
Yep. So good.
I'm okay with how it all went. I'm not happy. I mean, fucking Jules decided to kill the dog.
Well, someone's gonna step up. It was, a dog, or maybe one of you.
I'm tip top. Ready to go at it again?
Yeah, I'm happy.
Let's find these jippos who.
I'm just wondering, I have a passive
Called the
perception.
Shambling Mound.
I know what I'm saying, I've got a passive perception of 27 for some reason.
Bloody hell, how'd you manage that one?
I don't know.
Did you manage that one?
I don't know.
I think something might have been a bit wrong there.
Yeah.
Everything else seems alright. For some reason, I'm perception of 27. I can see everything.
I mean, what isn't wrong with Logan? That's
Yeah, that's true.
Looks like Roll20's updated itself during the weekend. Shit.
Lovely, Gladra.
Sorry, guys. Press the wrong button to mute.
Sorry, Aurelia.
Looks like Roll20's updated a lot of other crap that we haven't found out about yet.
Yeah, like this is it. Like each week, some other technical
Amazing.
difficulty seems to keep coming along. So yeah, I'm excited to see what sort of technical difficulty this one will bring us this time. To see, I really
Nothing. Everything is going to work perfectly.
absolutely.
They've had a few more dice, haven't they?
A few more.
Fudge. What does a fudge die do?
Settings, guys. In your settings,
Rolling D.
on your character sheet.
Nice.
So you can always fail. Sorry, what was
Settings
that?
on your character sheet, guys. Go down the second column to the bottom to see where the passive perception modifier is. And check to see what it is.
At the moment,
14 for some reason.
Mine's 0.
Yep, and then set
I don't know why it's 14.
And then if you go all the way down to the bottom.
Yeah, 14. Yeah, it's go to 0, don't I?
Yeah, no, it's fine. You're on 0. That's fine.
Yeah, it needs to be 0.
Not saying nothing.
So, Jules is trying to cheat and put an extra
7.
plus 14 onto his passive perception, but you know.
Well, okay.
Alright.
You're not cheating. You're not cheating. You're not playing hard enough. That's the way I look at it.
Well, I'm going to move you guys into the village of Baravoia. So we're actually now.
I mean, technically, we didn't decide that we were going there.
Oh, that's
Well, we
right.
are in there.
I'm just going to look over to Aurelio and say, shoot him. just take a tail or two off. You know, just
You know,
give him, wing him a little bit.
no hope for him at all. Like, you know, if somebody made this horrible Gladra character and somehow he's died. Like, you guys decide to walk through the mist, and exactly where Gladra was, a bolt of lightning comes down and just you personally. But yes, as you start to come out, obviously the gates of the burning house right behind you, tall shapes loom out of the dense fog that surrounds everything. The muddy ground underfoot gives way to slick, wet cobblestones, and the tall shapes become recognizable as village dwellings. The windows of each house stare out from pools of blackness. No sounds cuts the silence, except for the mournful sobbing that echoes through the streets from a distance. And you guys have your little group token, which is just over here.
Oh, cool, yeah.
And I believe I put that everyone can control that thing.
Gladra, do not touch it. There we go.
So,
It's not me that's doing that.
This is how we're all going to spend the evening.
so guys, I'm going to leave it to you to decide who wants to control that. But yes, so you've came in. You can all roll for it if you want. Whoever gets the highest.
Ooh, good
What,
idea.
D20?
D20.
D100.
No, yeah, D100 has more variety.
Boom! 8. For a D100 and I rolled 8. How is that
I rolled 10, dude.
Wow.
16, we've got Ori so far. Jules,
This is
Leah, you
awful.
get in?
Yeah! Oh my god! Oh, no. I don't even think we got more than 100 when we add it up as a group. That's awful.
All right, Jules, you're in charge of the group token. So you got.
Is this a good idea?
Probably not.
Sorry, can I pass it to Gladra, seeing as I'm in charge?
If you do that, I'm definitely with Valtesh. Like, just shoot him now.
Jules,
Yeah.
I'm going to say you can do whatever you want. Currently, you're in control of the token. You can relinquish
Alright, now.
control at any point.
Okay.
Logan didn't roll, did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, 67. Big roll. You got a 2 Aurelia.
I will pass it to Ori.
Oh,
Okay.
so you're now in charge.
Let's see
The bomb
how long
monster.
this lasts.
All right, guys. So you've entered the village of Baravoia. It's I'm not going to lie to you. It seems almost very, very, very bleak. Around here, you realise again that, just to remind you, that there just seems to be like an overhanging clouds. Even though like you've sort of rested, you feel strong. It's been a very long night in Death House, and you're basically coming out, and the sun's still just basically peering in the sky, it doesn't even seem like there's much light around, and especially in Barovia, it's almost like the light's been drained away. You know, like when you look at someone, they just look like. When you look at someone who's had a really bad hangover, they look like shit. That's what this Barovia looks like. If you can put that in town terms. All the windows seem to be boarded up, and as I said, you seem to hear a crying as well. But the question is, what would you guys like to do?
Obviously, adventure in towards the crying sound.
Well,
Yes! Yes, Ori!
what I will also say
Valtesh
as well
is keen for that.
is...
What time of day is it?
Saying sorry?
What time of day is it?
Time of day, I would say it's probably, I'm going to say late afternoon. You've been, you guys kind of slept for a bit, but you didn't realize that you're don't die. you
Tried to drink all my gin at once.
you didn't quite
Pub time,
realize
guys.
that your
Pub
your
time.
clock
I need a
was-
drink.
You need a drink.
Isn't it like
Pub
6 in the
time,
morning?
guys.
Perfect time to start.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 8 o'clock somewhere in the world. I'll start.
Not sure where, but it's somewhere. I mean, geez. Okay, so yes, you guys said that you were looking for the sound of the crying. I will say that sound of the crying seems to be coming from more of the center way than anything. There are a few large houses around. However, it's up to you what you guys want to do. So I will, if you take your process slow, I will let you know sort of what happens if you want to investigate in areas. But yeah, the floor is yours.
Ori kind of turns around to the group and just looks at them and is like, just kind of gestures towards the crying sound, like she kind of wants to go and investigate what's going on.
I go, yes, definitely. It seems like someone needs our help.
Someone needs to be vanquished.
Gladger's happy to go where Gladger's needed.
In the opposite direction.
I was about to say,
is Gladger ever needed?
Can we have a second
Glad-
token?
Gladger walks away.
Alright.
Aurelia, I think, might.
So yes, the current crying, I'd say, is coming at the moment from where you guys are, more from the center. So obviously following the path, basically. Yeah, forwards, I guess.
Alright, should we wander in?
Follow the arrow.
Tell me if you want to stop at any point, otherwise I'm just going to keep moving the token.
Need to zoom out a little bit. I reckon we should do a side street. They're always more fun, aren't they?
Everybody walked backwards for that, by the way. No one turned around.
Valtesh just ends up stopping.
Or do we
way
head?
behind.
Or do we head straight? Do we head straight into the centre, or do we poke around on the outskirts? What do we feel like?
I kind of feel a little bit intrigued by that idea. Like, now you've said it, I'm like, ooh, I'm quite excited about checking out the side streets.
And there's one house here that I've seen. Well, we've not seen it yet, I suppose.
Yeah, there's that.
Left's
or-
always right.
I like what really is done. So yeah, obviously roll the d4. 1 north, 2 south, 3 east, 4. Yeah, get 3 and just end up leaving. Sorry, I did not right. 2 is east.
I mean, yeah, I'm happy. Yeah, we're going to number 4.
Oh yes, number 4. Head towards the crying.
Follow the
People
sound of
need
that
help.
crying.
Looks like there's maybe like a graveyard at the top.
So if you just stop there for a second, what you seem to realise is that where you are standing now, kind of, I wouldn't say in the centre of town, but obviously as you can see from the map, roughly the centre of the most important bit. As you turn around, you realise there are a couple of buildings which seem to stand out. There are a couple of large ones. Obviously to the north, it seems to be more of a... You can almost feel a little bit of heat coming from there. It's a very chilly day, I'm going to tell you this now. Very nippy, and it's been biting your skin for a little while. But there seems to be more business coming from the north end into that large building. However, on the south end, there also seems to be a sign hanging from the top. As you look, you can see barely a bit of light splitting from behind, like drawn heavy curtains over a door, and it reads on there, Bildress Mercantile, and it kind of has a bit of a shop vibe. However, from where you were standing as well, you can hear that the crying and the wailing, it's almost sounding like, if you imagine sort of, I guess, a banshee. Like, it's not like, somebody going the entire time. It's like someone's just like wailing in despair all the time, as if like, a child's been robbed of their favourite sweet, or their favourite dog's just been mushed by their, the mighty mighty mace.
Or thrown and sacrificed.
Exactly. So yeah, you just it's kind of like just going all over the place. So yeah, I guess
Where we are, is it high ground? Can we like see over the rest of the city? As in, we're on the kind of brow of a hill, or are we kind of at the bottom of the valley?
To be honest, it's all quite level plains in Barovia.
Okay.
I will say, before you guys came in, you do realise that the grassland seems to be quite, what's the word? When something's a really nice landscape.
Scenic?
Undulating and fertile.
Yeah, it's quite scenic. Like, even though there's been that terrifying mist, once it sort of parted and before you went in, it just seemed to be like sort of rolling hills, as if you're looking across. Those who are from the UK, the Lake District. Those who are not from the UK, imagine somewhere nice called the Lake District, and it's like that.
The Blue Mountains.
Lake District.
Sure.
Imagine like a failure of people.
The Blue Mountains.
Okay, apparently the Blue Mountains. I don't know what the Blue Mountains are.
No, nowhere near it.
Let's go.
But yes, what would you guys like to do?
The scary house to the south or the big friendly house to the north?
Get a feel of what the town is like before we just go like straight into the big scary house. Like, we could maybe get like a little taster of it.
Yes, Logan.
I was wondering if I can do a check, see if anybody's watching us come in, looking weird, or if there's see anybody about at all.
Absolutely. You're going to do a perception for me with your amazing cheating perception. Perception 27.
I don't know how it
Anything
happened.
you want? No, yeah.
Where am I?
Absolutely. If you want to roll a 27.
Perception. What's that?
An 18.
Oh, it close off.
Yeah, looks good. So, what I will say with that 18 is, as you guys are going along and you're having a look around, you realise that there are quite a lot of boarded up windows around, and everywhere looks very deserted. To the point that it's almost as if like the town's hiding away, or even maybe abandoned. You see somebody who had opened the door. I'm going to say that you specifically, Jules, saw that somebody had opened up the door, and as soon as it's seeing you, had closed it very, very, very quickly. And the fact that around you there seems to be almost no sound coming out, except for maybe a couple of muffled sort of whispers across a couple of doors as you pass them. If that helps at all.
Sign above the door?
Which door?
The north building.
Yes, absolutely. So, as you have a look at the north building, there's a single shaft of light that thrusts illumination into the main square. Its brightness looks like a solid pillar in the heavy fog. I say the heavy fog. It's not so much fog. I'm going to say it's like kind of clouded, and there's that mid-afternoon mist coming from your breath from the cold nippiness. Above the gaping doorway, a sign hangs precariously askew, proclaiming this to be Blood on the Wine Tavern. Who here thinks that they are very, very lucky? Very, very lucky, as in we've got a good perception, passive perception. I believe that you might do.
It's got the highest passive.
I do think it might be alright, but what do you
7
have?
apparently.
No, your passive perception. So underneath your skills, 16. What about you guys?
Passive perception's all 14.
14.
So Logan's got a 14. I've got a 14.
Yep.
What's Lorraine got?
16.
I found the first sort of bug which is going on with my Roll 20 in the fact that it wants to keep scrolling halfway down a page. Wonderful. Anyway, wonderful. So as you look up, Ori, it's alright, you don't have to keep looking away. Oh, it's alright, this is just random bits I'm pressing. So, Ori, as you look up, you realise that actually where it says Blood of the Vine, somebody has scratched out the... sorry, let me start this one again. Where you look up, it says it's Blood on the Vine, as opposed to Blood of the Vine, and somebody has actually scratched an N over the F.
Okay. Yeah. Ori decides to share this with the group. She traces her fingers over it and just asks everyone to take a look because she thinks it's weird AF.
Mindless vandalism.
Sounds like a great place to drink.
Drink.
And I need a stiff drink after what that stupid lizard boy did.
We could go for a drink.
To the bar!
Yeah,
If you guys want to go for a drink, absolutely, you can go for a drink. I will not stop any of you from doing that. So you guys are going to go into the bar.
In we go.
Yep, wonderful.
We are.
Fantastic. So, as you guys decide that
You're
you
immediately surrounded.
there are people everywhere. There's just, dwarves, and there are zombies, and there are vampires, and a couple of elves which are just hiding under the tables. You can only just see them because, they're hiding under the tables, but not very well. And they all ambush you and you die. No, in all seriousness, I'm going to put you back onto the landing map for a second because this is a theatre of the mind, guys. So, as you go back into the pub, you get a nice warm feeling coming from the fire which seems to be blazing over in the corner. As you sort of look around, there seems to only be a couple of people in here. There seems to be a man who is sat by himself drinking in the corner. As well as that, there also seems to be 3 women over in a booth on the opposite side, keeping an eye on a bartender. I'm going to say quite a tall bartender, looking glumly at the bar counter as he polishes a couple of glasses. As you watch him, you see him polish the last glass in a row of probably about 20 or 30 glasses, and he goes all the way to the first one and starts polishing it again. And yes, you guys are in Blood of the Wine Tavern. What do you do?
Baltash is going to go warm himself in front of the fire.
You can perception for whatever you might like.
I just feel a little suspicious, so...
I'm going to walk up to the bar and,
Yep.
What's your best wine?
He just kind of keeps polishing and he looks up at you, his eyes just basically glancing up at you and looks back down and he just goes, red.
Just out of curiosity, have you changed map?
I put you onto the Curse of Strahd.
Just making sure that that was what I was meant to be seeing. That's all.
I rolled 18 perception, by the way.
So as you have a look around, you realise that the gentleman in the corner seems to keep glancing at you, specifically glancing over at your sort of weapons and sort of your type. He almost seems to be quite nerved by you, to be honest.
Ori maintains fierce eye contact with this man.
As you do that, he kind of buries his head into a flagon that he's got, and fucking hellcat. And he kind of all right, calm down, mate. Sorry, cat. And yeah, he just kind of almost loses himself, and you can tell he's looking a bit ragged. He's been there for a little while. There's about 3 or 4 of the flagons around him.
Is there 3 women? Did you say there's 3 females there?
There's 3 females in a corner around the booth, and they're quite loud. They're cackling, and they give me a quick perception if that's all right.
Oh, alright. I was only asking if there was 3 women there. That was it. Well, yeah. Yeah. Oh, I don't know why I pressed that. 4. Yeah.
Doesn't even know they're
three
women.
They're just loud women, and to you, to be honest, they're just there. They're just like cackling over each other, like, "Oh my god, stop it!" And like, obviously, they're all teasing each other. You see, I'm gonna say, even with that poor one, you see one of them looking at you, and then the other one's like doing a bit of a side-fisted gesture to the left and the right with an open hand. And yeah.
I was only going to walk in. I was just walking in and saw I might go, "Hello, wenches!"
Can Ori, whilst Jules is doing this, can Ori use her perception to see what the women are like, but just keep it to herself and just let Jules get on with yelling at them?
You can do. So as you have a look, you realise that these women are dressed quite similarly to the Vistani, which you met beforehand. They seem to have a lot of like large bangles on their wrists. They seem to have piercings, and especially opposed to the figures who were with you earlier on. That you see, so the bartender and the gentleman in the corner. You realise that actually these women seem to be very, very colourful. And yeah, they seem to be like full of life, I guess.
Okay.
Hello, colourful wenches. I do not know colourful. How are you on this fine day?
I would say, with your perception, you're colourblind.
Yeah.
All three of them stop and like look at you, and the middle one, who's quite a bit taller, and just turns around and goes, "Who are you to call us wenches? You disgusting, scaly thing. I mean, Jesus." The other two are like, you didn't. You just said that. Oh my god, I can't believe you said that. And the one who's on the left, who's a bit small and stumpy, kind of like turns around and goes, "Ooh, but what's he gonna do?"
I'm not going to do anything. My name is Jules Nesgal. We've just come here.
Yeah.
It's my brother.
Yeah.
We're just seeing if everything's okay. That was all.
Yeah.
Just saying hello.
Yeah.
Won't bother again.
Yeah. All right.
Turn around. Silly wenches.
Hey.
Let's just get a drink.
Hey. Hey. Oi.
Who's yelling hey?
Bailey.
Oi!
And she just keeps yelling at you as you turn away.
Is this the wench?
This is the three women, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, the three women.
The wench.
Yeah, I'm really ignoring them now. I got bored.
As the three women continuously are yelling hey, 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 Ori just gives them dagger eyes.
Ooh, look at those evils. I wonder what she'd be like. No, not in bed.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot to turn the microphone
Sorry,
on.
mine on, so it's alright. And yeah, they just seem to be like gossiping between the three of them. And yeah, the bartender just turns around and he kind of turns back and he drops down. It's a bottle. It's a really dusty old bottle of red wine. There's no label on it. To be honest, it looks like kind of almost brownish color. It's not even like a nice colored red. And yeah, it's just he just dumps it there and looks at Aurelia.
Really sort of looks at it, picks it up, gives it a sniff, gives it a taste. You watch her turn her nose up at it and anything stronger, good man, like any liquor.
He turns around and he takes off the shelf this bizarre sort of cloudy white color liquid in a clear bottle, and he puts it down, and he turns around a shot glass. He turns around a big tumbler. He pours a small amount on there and puts the bottle down and slides it across to you to try.
Okay. I'm going to make a perception check and see if this is a little bit stronger without tasting it.
Yeah, go for it. 12. I'm gonna say yes. As you go along and you smell it, your eyes almost instantly start watering with the smell of like alcohol. And yeah, I'm gonna say you definitely think this is gonna be a lot stronger than wine.
Excellent. So I down the shot in one go.
He just looks up at you and goes, "Bottle, 1 iron."
I will
Iron?
take
He just like look. Who shouted that one out? Sorry.
me. I said I would take one too.
So he just turns what, a bottle or a glass?
Oh, just a glass, just a glass.
Yeah, he turns around and he puts the glass next to you and goes, "You want bottle? Or are you going to share?"
Just, no, just glass will do, thank you. As I,
Yeah, he turns around and he starts pouring it out and he fills like maybe a third of the glass and goes, 1 copper.
I go, okay, 1 copper, that's no problem. And I have a drink and I raise it to nugget. And then
yes.
take it back.
Aurelia, do you have any? Does any of you have any silver pieces on you by any chance?
Propaganda.
Whole pieces on me.
So, as you guys, sorry, if you just go up to the top there. Yep, your silver pieces, that one there. As you go along and you guys look into your coin purses, you realise that actually what you had as silver is now small bits of iron. You also realise that the imprinting on all of your coin pieces seem to be different sort of facing portraits of the sharp-featured man, which you saw as a statue earlier on.
This exchange rate was terrible.
Can I say that Ori hasn't seen that because she doesn't want a drink, so she hasn't looked in her purse?
I mean, you can do, yeah. I mean, like, it's more of a reaction to the fact that obviously that's your iron, and you guys seem to be shocked and surprised and be like, what iron? And obviously looking at your coins, be like, oh shit.
Oh, sorry. I was writing in my diary that I've stolen the idea off of Logan.
You can do whatever you want, that's the thing of your character. But yes, so he pours you a glass and he gives a fresh bottle over to Aurelia, and he kind of just like looks at you both, just like staring straight at you.
Take the bottle. I pass over a gold piece to him.
He kind of looks
waiting
at it,
for the change.
and he turns around and he gets out 9 pieces of iron and he slides them back across. And yeah, he just like sort of leaves a small pile there, like halfway between the two of you. And again, he just like kind of stops and looks at you. He's almost very robotic in all these movements. Like this man seems to have almost no features at all. Yes, Gladra.
It just when you said about the coins changing, the gold changing. Obviously, I picked up the 10 weird gold coins. Do they look the same as the gold coins that I've got now?
Yeah, all gold coins seem to have these sort of images of Strahd pressed into them. Like it's almost like
so I can add those gold coins to my actual gold coin currency then.
Yes. If you picked up some gold coins earlier on, yes.
Yeah, I picked up 10 weird gold coins.
Then yes. Yes, yeah. Sorry, they are the same currency. Just obviously because you didn't check, right. That's why I didn't bring it up earlier on. Alrighty. So, anything else that you guys would like to do?
Did you say this building is really big?
It's quite large, yes. So you can obviously see that there's a way that goes upstairs, obviously the fire. There's the smell of some food as well as the, basically, even though it's big, it's very, very empty, and there's quite a lot of dust around.
Can Ori kind of like just slink off and like pretend she's going to the toilet or something and just kind of go and explore a little bit?
I mean, you can do, yeah, if you want to roll me a stealth. So, on the left-hand side there, yeah, that one with a really big 8 next to it. Boom! How do you want to act like you're hiding away to the toilet?
He just says, "I'm going to the toilet."
And then he, as you say that, the bartender turns around and he points next to the bar. There's like a door bit there, and you can get a massive smell of a sewage coming from it. And he goes, "Holes in there."
Are the stairs next to where the toilet is?
No, it's on the opposite side of the room.
Well, she's stealthy as fuck, so she just goes to the other side of the room and nobody notices.
I am going to say that no one else is actually looking your way, so like even if you turn around and went, "Oh, I'm going that way," and start walking off, I'm sure no one would notice except maybe the group.
She just does that thing where you own it and like you're not supposed to be somewhere but you just act like you are, and then goes off in the opposite direction to explore upstairs.
Wonderful. So as you go upstairs, you basically trudge along to the creaking, slightly creaking, because obviously you're stealthy as hell. So actually, it's a massive creak in your mind, and there's basically no noise for anybody else. And you sort of zip along, and down this corridor, there's about 4 or 5 doors either side, the majority of which are locked, except for one at the end. As you go by, you realise that it's just sort of like your plain sort of in room. So there's a small area which could be for a fire. There's a little bed. At the end of the bed, there's a little chest to put some of your valuables if you like, and then just a few little trinkets around the side. A little balled up mush of sort of dried leaves, which gives off a nice sort of pleasant smell, which just only covers the muskiness of the smells of the room.
She takes the leaves and then can she use her thieves' tools to explore into one of the locked rooms?
Yeah, absolutely, do it. So if you go onto your character sheet, and then where it goes to thieves' tools, do us a favour, just go into thieves' tools, up, that bit there, highlight over there's a cog. Yep, click that, and then click where it says query attribute, and then just put it onto your decks. Thank you, and then press the cog again. Wonderful, now press thieves' tools. Wonderful, 18. So you go along and like you kind of look to one side and you put like a little, you put your pitlock wrench in, and instead of actually trying to go along and tap it with the little, sorry, you put the anchor in instead of putting the wrench in and knocking the pins, you just basically like kick the door slightly and it kind of like shimmies it and the door opens up. However, what you do see is a very similar room to the one you just saw earlier on. Just to pause it for a second, and as Jules says that, asking the barman, he just looks up and he goes, "We have rooms, but you have to ask the bosses. I mean, the bosses like money. If you want to give, they're probably happy to take you, unless they don't like you."
Well, I am pretty sure they will like us. If you ask, we would like 5 rooms.
He looks at you, and then he looks to the 3 women, and he points and goes, "They're over there."
Oh. Jules will turn around and go, "Witches! We'd like some rooms, please, if possible."
Oh, really? Now you want some rooms? You decide to turn your back on us, eh? And but the one the sort of shorter, stouty one goes, well, we do need some of the money. I mean, like, it's not like people come here all the time. I mean, come on. I mean, I do quite like the tall one. I mean, she kind of like looks over at Baltesh and gives him a bit of a wink. And I was like, I've never seen somebody like him before. And the middle one just kind of like looks at both of them with like a very stern look, and it's like, fine. I will give you a room for 1 iron per person per night.
So that's 1 gold, isn't it? Or 1 silver.
Yeah, it's 1 silver. Basically, iron is replaced with silver, if you think about it that way.
Oh, okay. Okay, so as long as it's okay with my fine esteemed colleagues, I will take 1 room.
As you start doing that, In fact, before we do that, I'm going to go back to Ori for a second. Ori, you're upstairs. What are you wanting to do?
She wants to check one more room, but she has a suspicion that the unlocked room is just the other dude that's in the bar.
So, as you go along to the... In fact, you've already seen the unlocked room. That was the one which you first saw with the bed and whatnot. But there is one right at the end which looks like it's a bit of a fancier door, let's say.
She wants to look at that.
Alright, so I'm going to say with that, Thieves' Tools, you are opening up that door like it's nothing. Excuse me, sorry. And as you go along, you have a gander in. You realise that this seems to be more like a broom closet than anything. In fact, it seems to be like it's the room at the end where you would hide all the cleaning supplies and just nothing that you'd like it. But it seems to be quite long, like a massive bed put in there, and then there's a little bear on the side as well, which seems to be made from straw and like a little sack as well. It's got like a face sort of like sewn into it with a smile as well, and sort of like as you get closer, you realise that the very bleak sort of dyed grey sack which is on it kind of makes it look a little like the bartender downstairs.
Oh my god! She wants to have like an investigation, just inspect it closer and have a look around the room and see if there's anything else. Like, are there any drawers or anything she can look in?
If you give me a perception.
Sorry, it takes me ages to find these. Perception.
Yeah, boom. You literally see every nook and cranny. There's mold in the top left corner. In the bottom, there just seems to be like... There even seems to be a sound of mice. You get a horrible smell of like rotting... Well, I say rotting. It's not rotting. It's kind of like this, the hay on straw inside the actual bedding seems to be like... It's going off. It's frail, it's breaking, it's awful. And when you have a look at the doll, there's a little tag on it which says, it's not fun, it's not Blinksky. It's not fun, it's not Blinksky.
Blinksky?
Yeah. Blinksy. Sorry, I was just plugging in my laptop there as well. Tis not fun. Tis not Blinksky. And yeah, as you have a gander at that and you realise what's going on, I say what's going on, what's sort of in this room, you realise that there's very much a lack of actually clothing. There's another pile of grey drabs over the end of the bed, there's a little bear, and there's not really even a blanket for someone to lie on, but underneath there is a small little book, and on it, it does actually say, just give me a second, it says Arik. And then on the inside it says Day 1. I presume you're going to read it, sorry. You just got a really good perception, I just presume you're reading everything.
Yep, go for it. Exploring the fuck out of this
Glad
room.
I'll just be right with you, by the way. But
yeah, it's no rush, just when you finish this.
yeah, so as you read the diary, it's like Day 1. Sisters won't let me back into the back again. They keep whipping me. Day 4. Sisters keep teasing me. Say I'm giant and thick. Day 12. Sisters let me behind bar today. I'm finally in back. Wasn't exciting. Just more courage. Day 452. Sisters keep reminding me I don't write in this diary anymore. And that's about it. It's basically there's about 3 or 4 pages.
So I'm assuming the sisters are the women downstairs.
Yes. Right, Gladra, yes.
Right, so it for the way the coins work. So you said it was 1 silver per person per night.
That's what the rooms
Yeah.
are, yeah.
For the rooms, yeah. So that would be if somebody was to pay for a week, that'd be 35 silver, yes?
For all of you.
Yeah.
Yes, there's 5 of you, isn't there? Yes, there is.
Yeah. So that would be 4 gold with 5 silver change, yes?
3 gold with 5 silver. Well, sorry, yeah, it'll be 5 change, yeah, 5 iron change.
Right. Gladra, is just going to walk up to the ladies and give them four gold, and say, just basically, 5 rooms 1 week, keep change, and gives them 4 gold.
As you do that and you put it on, Valtesh and Aurelia, you realise that the gentleman who was at the side of the bar was a lot like he started to get a lot more sort of attentive to you and listening in a bit. And like as you start putting it down, his eyes sort of widen slightly. But yeah, the women look at you and they take the money and they go, "Sorry, we meant 6 silver, but this'll do. Thank you." 6 iron, sorry, that was my fault.
Meanwhile, Ori realizes how long she's been gone and returns downstairs.
Alright, are you guys getting a table by any chance? Are you just sort of sitting around, or are you wanting to know where your rooms are? Yes.
Leave out the front door with the bottle.
Gladrid's just going to ask to get the nicest room out of the lot, and then to hand the keys out. However, the bartender wants to the rest of the group.
We don't give the keys out. The bartender. Oh my god.
However it works, like he just wants the nicest room, and then he obviously wants them to just like give the other rooms out to whoever.
The bigger one, the stout one, points over and goes, Eric will decide which room you'll get, but if you play nice with him, then maybe he'll give you that one. But when you come back, he'll take you 2 rooms later on, if he remembers. And they kind of laugh a little bit, and one of them throws a bottle at Eric, and it bounces off his head. Like, it just like ricochets and hits the ground. He's obviously quite hurt by it, but like, they just keep laughing.
Ori literally just shoots dagger eyes at them again.
Are you going outside, by the way, Aurelia? Like, as in you're leaving?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to look for a general store.
Well, there is the store, which is obviously opposite, which you guys saw the sign above. If you would like to go that way, is anybody else wanting to follow, or are you just kind of?
Yeah, I'm gonna just follow Aurelia, and yeah,
I will follow.
I'm gonna go nip to the toilet as well.
All right. So
is it just me and Valtesh in the bar then? Valtesh, are you saying?
Yeah, well, I was going to say Valtesh just kind of turned around and be like, "Oh, hello, Ori."
Ori would
He's
like
just been
to
staring into
sort
the fire.
of share the information with Valtesh that she's seen upstairs, but obviously that needs to be done in discretion. So she gets a drink reluctantly and asks to sit down with Valtesh.
all right, I'm going to come back to you two in a second, if that's all right, and I'm going to follow Aurelia, Jules, and Gladra right now. So,
Valtesh's been talked to all the time. He hasn't even noticed she's gone.
The entire time she's been chatting away. And he's like, "Oh wait, he's not here. Wait, what?" So Jules and Aurelia and Gladra, when he comes back, you guys go over into Bildras Mercantile, and in there there's a man who he's making himself look a lot fancier than, like, you can clearly see that he's, you know, his clothes have kind of got holes in and stuff like that, but he's trying to look a lot fancier than he actually is. And he looks at you all and he kind of like pulls his colour up and he goes, "Hello there! Welcome to my fantastic shop! And yeah, you know, all that jazz. What do you want?" And he just kind of like looks at the two of you, like with sort of, you can almost see money bags popping into his eyes as he sees you walking in.
After quite a nice satchel, some sunglasses, some leather, some
sunglasses, like
buckles.
What? I mean, what? Who are you?
Sunglasses, you know?
No, I don't
Dark
know.
Glasses?
Oh, you mean like lenses you put on to pretend like you're not blind when actually you really are? Those types of lenses. And he kind of like looks at you guys, and you can tell he's sort of put.
Yes, then types of lenses, except darker.
He,
And back. Sorry about that, guys.
yeah, he kind of looks at you, and he's like, he's slightly put off a little bit, but then he like smiles a bit, and he goes, "I tell you what, why don't you take a look around, and you can tell me what you see." And as you having it basically look, you can see sort of there is a lot of items around, but all items have like really badly written sign prices next to them. I'm actually going to send you this so you guys can have a gander, because he has quite a wealth, but everything's stacked together in boxes. They're all thrown to one side, bits are piled up. Thank you, and I'm going to drink my gin while you have a quick gander if you like.
The head of the boar.
Just in the corner, and he smiles and goes around and he goes, "Everything here is for sale." Ha ha.
Is what you mean? Everything is for sale?
Everything's for sale for a good price.
Well, no. No.
I was just staring at the bloody picture. I didn't realise there was a list below it.
That.
It kind of gives you guys the sort of freedom to have a look as well in your own time if you want to come back. I was thinking about basically if there's something that you like, I can basically talk about it, but yeah.
Can I buy a sack, please?
A sack?
Yes.
What type? Which one? Just this sort of nice
sack.
weavy,
Yes.
like my own mother made this sack right here, and he holds up like this really old, almost like potato sack, and he goes, 10 copper for this.
Because I give you 5.
10 copper for this.
Give you 7.
10 copper for this.
Okay, I give you 10 copper for your sack.
He goes, good, because you know, my best motto is if you really need it, you'll pay for it.
That's true. Is your sack soft?
Oh, feel it for yourself after you give me the 10 copper.
I give him 10 copper and feel his sack. Oh, yes, it is soft.
And so he takes 10 copper and he throws like the potato sack right at you.
Oh, I get it. Oh, yes, it's a quality sack as I rub it against my chest.
Throw in a shop and the shopkeepers.
I've got a sack. Cool.
Really expensive.
I said, that's me done.
Is that you done?
Yes, there's nothing else. After I've got your sack.
And he turns around to Aurelia and he goes, "What about you, Missy? What pieces do you see?"
Very good range here, do you?
Oh, I've got many bits which I found off a lot of people. I mean, which I found around because of a lot of people. And yeah, I kind of put everything together, put it into a box, and people like you come by and buy them. I mean, as I said, if you need them, you'll buy them.
Like I said, I'm after a satchel. I'm after some glasses.
Well, I'll tell you what. And he goes along and
Some leather.
He goes into the back and he sort of like he gets a sack. He gets a little satchel down, and he starts putting bits in there. And he's got included sort of 2, almost like bottoms of a bottle, quite a dark bottle with some like copper going round it, and it's basically in the shape of what you can see to be glasses. And yeah, as he puts them all together, he puts on the top and he goes, I'm going to be nice to you. Because I've not heard of its sunglasses. But I'm going to give it a go. I think I'm going to make a fortune when this cloud eventually goes. I'll give you this for 2 iron.
Good. I'll
Wonderful.
take it.
And I hope to be seeing you again soon. And
Hope so too. Such a good deal.
kind of looks around and he goes, well, I guess that's yes, Jules.
So I was just waiting until everybody done saying I'm ready. I've something.
Well, what I was going to say is he's going to look around and he realizes that there is this little head on the other side of the desk. And he's like, what the? And he looks over and he's like, eyes widen for a moment. And he goes, who are you? I mean, what do you want, little one? As he looks at Gladra.
Well, Jules was before me, wasn't he?
Well, he's bought his sack, so I thought I'd ask if there's anything that you might want.
All right. Well, yeah, there is, but obviously Jules was before me, so that's why I was going to let him go first.
Yes. So he turns back to Jules and he goes, what about you, funny looking?
Can I have a piece of chalk, please?
A piece of chalk?
Yes.
As in this piece? And it's like a tiny, tiny little piece that he's just
Well, a bigger piece of chalk, if possible.
What do you take me for? Some form of charity? I mean, how big are we talking right now?
Bigger than that tiny piece you've got there.
Well, I bet you it's bigger than your tiny piece you've got there.
Well, whatever, but I would like a bigger piece of chalk.
Fine. And he gets quite a thick stick of chalk and he throws it down in front of you.
Okay, thank you very much, and I put it in my sack.
And he goes, hey, money.
Oh yes, I give him his 10 copper.
He kind of like looks at it, looks at you, and he just like takes it and goes, all right. Sorry, I'm just seeing this this semi-private conversation which is going on to my right.
Tell him, are we allowed to?
Hang on, let me have a quick look. Sorry guys, 2 seconds, I'm just gonna, yeah.
Chalk.
Are we allowed to do this while everyone's in?
Do you need anything?
To you?
It's all to do with the shop. But I was just obviously making sure, like, to save just before we gone out anyway, just so everybody knew that I was going to do something here. I can put that down, can't I?
But yeah, so what would you like, mate?
So Gladra is going to root around in his backpack. He's going to take out the rings and whatever else was in the jewelry box and the golden ring out, and he's going to ask how much he can get for those.
He looks at the rings, he looks at the jewelry box, he looks around and he goes, and he picks up the gold ring and he shines it against his shirt a bit and he puts it down and he looks again at it and he looks at the other rings inside the jewelry box and he looks at you and he goes, you know what, I could maybe give you 40 copper, 40 gold, I meant to say.
Take it.
Say no.
Do what you want.
Hang on. How about you have a little bit of a think about this? We take it back. I'll have a look at it back at the inn that we've got for the night. And then how about in the morning we come back and
You want a cheeseburger as well?
maybe make a deal about this?
I mean,
I'm going to go with what the lady said.
it's your loss. Let's see how charitable I feel tomorrow. And he almost flings the gold right back at you.
I I'm also
Gold
where
ring,
the
sorry.
fucking Jesus Christ is it? I saw it. I want to buy some paper, but I fucking lost where it is. Where the f-
20 iron. If we're running iron as silver pieces, then it's 20 iron.
He just kind of like looks at you and smiles, and he goes, "What can I say? As I said, if you want it, you'll pay for it." Ha ha ha. It's been nice once today already. That's more than most people get in a lifetime.
Gladys turns around and goes, "I'll think about it and buy something when I come back later."
He goes, "Alright, fine. I'm going to say that it's not just one piece of paper, it's going to be like maybe 10 or so, which are kind of like bound together slightly as well. Just to save the fact that obviously it's one sheet for 20. But yeah."
Oh, right, okay. See, that's why I was going to come back later, because it says paper, one sheet, 20.
Yeah, yes. I'm not that mean, don't worry. Break my character
Well,
slightly for it. Just for you guys, though, yeah?
2 gold apiece. 2 gold a sheet.
Exactly, I'm going to change that. It's for, what's it called? Oh my god, what's the E? E, guys, E.
Electrum.
Electrum, it's 4 Electrum.
For one sheet of paper?
For one sheet of paper. No, it's 20 iron for like 10 pieces of paper.
Surely he'd want parchment, wouldn't he?
No.
Oh, okay.
So wait, 20 iron for one piece, for 10 pieces of paper.
Yes.
All right. Well, yeah, I'll give that across.
All right. So he'll slide the paper over and he'll take the coins from you, and he goes, "Good. Anything else I can do for you?"
Not right now.
Thank
But
you.
we will be back.
And he turns his back on you, quite rudely, to be honest.
Oh, Glad has already walked off. He's got what he wanted.
However, what we're going to do is we're going to now slowly go back, and we're going to go back to the 2 in the pub. So, Valtesh, Ori.
Hello.
You've been alone in the pub. What are you guys going to be doing? Like, the guys have just walked out. What would you guys like to do?
Excuse me.
Would you like to tell the story or shall I? You can go for it.
Yeah, I'll start off, and then you can pick up. So we Valtesh has been led over to a quiet table some distance away from the sisters, but closer to the unwitting bartender. And she's basically informed Valtesh of what she found upstairs, which makes Valtesh quite concerned. And he's not the smartest, the smartest of guys. He's not the sharpest knife in the drawer, is he? With his low intelligence and wisdom, but he certainly thinks that the random doll thing upstairs represents some kind of dark magic, and he's not a fan of it. Not a fan of it at all. And having recently just remembered his devotion to his oath of vengeance, he's not feeling the most charitable at the moment. And feels that an oppressed simpleton like the bartender certainly shouldn't be bullied and victimized by anybody.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, and then he nods to Ori, and I'll let Ori carry on.
And what
So,
is Ori going to do?
We decide to discreetly approach the bartender and tell him that we know what his sisters do to him, that they are abusive to him, and we tell him that we can offer him help.
As you turn around and say that, so what words are you actually going to say to him? Can I ask? Like, how are you going to approach that?
I think we're going to slowly walk up to the bar, and we'll tap on it and be like, "You there, bartender?
Yeah.
Could we speak to you?"
Yeah. And he's literally, he's almost like gazing through you as he polishes some glasses.
Ori nudges Valtash and is like, we'd like to buy another drink. She wants to be a bit more subtle about the situation. So she leans in slightly close, but not too close as to attract attention to the bartender. And she says, we know. I've seen your diary. I know what your sisters do to you. We can help you if you want it.
Yeah, looks at her and he goes, they give me a place to stay. I serve drinks.
But they beat you, man. They beat you.
I just live. I just serve drinks.
You could have something so much better.
He kind of like looks around him, and then he just like looks around the actual the bar itself, and he just goes, I just serve drinks. And he just kind of like goes back to polishing the glasses.
Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to private message
Valtash is going to ask him.
You guys can also private message in Roll20, you guys realise. If you press /W and then spell the person's name like Val, it'll send a private message to them.
Oh, okay.
Just to throw that one out there, like obviously you don't have to use it if you don't want to use it. But as you guys are actually next to the bar and you're talking, a gentleman, the gentleman who was a little bit ragged and rat-ass kind of goes, psst, psst. And he kind of like leans over and he's kind of like waves at you and goes, hey, 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 hey!
Ori turns around and is like, what do you want?
Come here, here.
You tell me now.
I can help. I can help. You can, if you help me, I can help. Hang on. And he kind of like looks like he's about to barf and he goes, I can help you.
Ori grabs his shoulders and is like, tell me what's going on.
Do you go over to his table and grab his shoulders?
Oh, I didn't realise he was still at his table. Okay,
yeah,
Ori goes up to the table, sits down next to him and is like, what the fuck do you want to tell me?
He doesn't need help. He's fine. He's fine. Oh, there it is. I'm trying to look for my phone. Sorry, guys. He's fine. He's fine. None of them do. They're just numbskulls. I mean, but I know who does need help. They do need help. The sisters that always mean like he doesn't mind because he gets a place to stay and a purpose. But I know who needs help.
Who?
I need help. I need to save my sister.
Ori beckons Valtash over, like she's just nodding at him, like nodding in the direction of the table, like come here.
Valtash comes over and sits down.
Now enter conversation with this man.
I now pay attention to this man.
Just double check if Valtash doesn't fall through the chair, being the fat behemoth he is.
It's suddenly a mimic and it attacks you both. No.
Can I tell the others what my secret plan was and how wildly different this has become?
Alright,
Yeah.
You guys inform everybody. I'm just going to finish this pavement detail.
So Valtash and I were gonna, hopefully, the guy was gonna accept our help. And we were gonna try and free him and then like show the voodoo doll to the sisters and be like, we know what you're doing, and then you guys would eventually end up coming back to potentially a bloodbath where Valtash and I were stood in the middle of the room just covered in blood with dead people surrounding us. You'd be like, what the fuck is going on? But obviously that hasn't happened, but that was the plan. So yeah, now we're freestyling.
Just give me a quick perception check for me, either of you two.
It's probably Ori who was best at it. Yeah.
Watch me fail massively.
18. Boom. You're doing good at these. You're good at perception. Look at that. You've got like a solid 6 on there. So, anyway. Yes, I got also both of them from both of you. Just to let you guys know who sent me them. But yes. So as you look around, you realise that the 3 girls are kind of like, they're sort of leaning against each other and like they're bubbly talking. They've stopped even paying attention to you guys, like almost like you guys don't even exist. The barman, he's literally, as you guys saw him earlier, like he's literally just polishing glasses, like staring at the desk from, and he gets to the end and he just starts polishing it again. And yeah, so as you go back, you see this gentleman in front of you. He goes, my name is Mark, and hang on, and he suddenly rushes off to the bathroom, and with that perception, I'm going to say, you suddenly hear him hurling back up. He's like, "Ugh!" And at this point, I'm going to say, are you guys who had left coming back to the inn at all?
Gladys just following Aurelia.
I love the weird bond that has formed between Gladra and Aurelia.
Yeah, it is very strange.
Yeah. But
I just imagine them
Well,
all.
Aurelia is the only one that's actually shown like sort of kindness towards Gladra.
hey, people can be kind to
Does
Gladra,
Gladra like
it's not
run
very
ahead
often.
of Aurelia, but holding and pulling her along by the hand or something? That's what I imagine it like now.
No, just follows in tow.
But yes, so
No,
what the three of you
Aurelia's
doing?
just tied her whip up to him, so it's like a little lead to stop him from running away.
Oh, what the fuck do you... A child harness.
Yes. But are you guys coming back into the inn then?
Yes.
Yes, we are. Yes, I'm heading back into the inn.
Yeah, I just want to make sure all three. So this is when you guys are coming back in. So you come in just as obviously Ismek has just been hurling up, and you see Valtesh and Ori kind of like perplexed, sat at a table, and they as Ismark comes out, he kind of like waves to you guys, goes, "Look, your friends are back. Come join me. Come on." And he turns to the bartender. And he kind of and he goes, Eric, just bring us a big pitcher and a couple of glasses. Don't worry, I'll pay for it. I'll sort it out. And a couple of bits of food. And Eric kind of like just goes into the back and he comes out with the glasses and a massive like sort of, imagine how like a pitcher is for us. You know, like usually you might have like a decanter of wine and stuff like that. No, this is like, you know, like spoons style, if you guys know where the spoons is, kind of like cocktail pitcher. Like it's just ridiculously large, full of wine, and it's that horrible red wine which he tried to offer you earlier on. He just puts it on the table and walks away, and you just start hearing like a banging in the back. You hear almost like a goat, like, and dum, and then just
Nugget!
you just hear noises of like heavy, like almost like I guess the best way to say it is blade falls, like dum, dum. And
I like that Valtesh is experiencing PTSD right now.
brother. And as this is happening, Ismark turns around to you and goes, I'm sorry. I've it's been a hard few days, and I really need help. And people like you don't come here very often. I'm not sure if you've seen the town, but let's just say people who aren't, and he kind of like puts his hands like around, like he waves it in front of his face, and he waves at you guys. He goes, human don't really come here very often. I mean, Barovia is just Barovia. Once you're here, you're trapped essentially, and I'm in a lot of trouble. At least I'm not. My sister is, and I just, please, if you can come back to my mansion, we can help you out.
Please.
And if you can help my sister escape from this evil, then I'll help you. I'll help you escape. I'll help you figure anything out. I'll try and answer any questions. If I don't know it, I'll try find it. But the devil himself seems to be coming after my arena. Like, please, just, I'm begging you, please, just come to mine, hear me out. I mean, you can even stay at mine for as long as you want. Like, I was trying to sort of catch you before you paid, but yeah, please, like, come help me.
Or he takes hold of like the front of his shirt and like pulls his face towards hers, and it's just like, what do you mean by the devil? Like, what do you mean? What is going on?
The devil Strahd. Each night he keeps coming along, and how do I say this? My father is the Burgomaster. Is that how I say it? The Burgomaster? Sorry, I'm just going to.
A burger! He's Mr. McDonald!
Is it Burgo? or
Burgomaster.
Burgo?
It's a Burgomaster.
That one.
It literally says Burgomaster.
Basically, Burgomaster. It's like the mayor of the town, essentially. I did actually look it up. It's usually like sort of like tribe, sort of small villages and whatnot. But anyway, he's like, my father was, the Burgomaster of the town, and since his passing a couple of days ago, it's just, we're scared of what's going to happen. I need to get Irina out here, and I'm literally at straw's end. I'm trying to just take anything. Like, if you look strong, all of you. Like, if I can grab you if I can grab you back to mine and get you to see Irina, maybe she will leave with you, because I keep trying to get to leave and she won't. And just we had all sorts just wailing at the doors every night, and eventually it killed my old man. And eventually, yeah, it's just I don't know what else to say. I honest to God, I don't know. And he picks up the wine and he just chugs it.
Well, let me have a quick conversation with the group, and we shall discuss. I say we do it, children.
Children?
Sorry.
I don't know where children come on. Comrades.
Badra, did you pay those women for the rooms?
Yes.
You should go and get your money back.
Wenches. Not wenches. I didn't say wenches, that was it. What did I say? What was the word? Yeah, wenches, weren't it?
Somehow, I don't think I'd get money back.
Ori stands up and walks over to the wench's table and like slams both of her hands down onto it and leans over at them, and she's like, "Give us our money now."
What money?
Ori looks at Badra. You did pay him, right?
Yes, I paid them.
Can she start a fight?
The middle one turns around and goes, "Well, we gave you the rooms, you gave us the money. It's our money now. What do you want?"
Our money back, your pub is shit.
Rude. The small one's like, "Ooh, feisty one. She'd never last the Vistani tribes. I'd like to see her go against some of those." And the one on the left just turns around and just kind of like, yeah, she sort of slaps her and goes, "Sylvia, don't say that. Imagine if Madame Eva heard. I mean, I know she doesn't come around here, but she hears everything." And she kind of like almost like looks around in the corners as if like, expecting something to jump out at any second. And the middle one just turns around and she goes, "Alenka, Sylvia, just shh. Doesn't matter what you think about the pub. Doesn't matter what you think about this place. It's the only place in here, and to be honest, we've made a sale, and it's our money now. So, I'm sorry, love, but not quite."
I go to Ori and I say, let them keep the money. We've still got the rooms. And, like I say, what happened to the last house we went in?
Ori stands and tries to take some deep breaths to calm herself down.
How deep are they?
During this confrontation, Adridge doesn't look bothered about the fact that he's lost some money. Like he is not bothered in the slightest.
Yeah, Valtesh is going to have been staring at his
Yes, Valtesh.
So Valtesh has just consistently been staring at this Ismark character. Bear in mind he's only sitting like a couple feet away from him, probably towers over him. And he asks, "Where is everybody in this town? Why is there nobody out on the street?"
Ismark just kind of like looks around and goes, "No one goes out on the street. The devil himself has has people everywhere. He's got wolves going around. He turns into a bat and flies about. He's in the mist itself. He brings on zombies. He sends vampires. Anything could be out there. If you know your place, you just want to be just you just want to be, basically, and you want to go home at night. You want to pray to the Morning Lord. You want to ask the Night Mother for protection, and you just leave it at that. And you stay away from other people's houses because you don't know what's inside. It could be somebody hiding away. It could be somebody desperate. It could be, for all you know, it could be a zombie, and you can attack them things, and they just keep falling to pieces, and the pieces come after you, for God's sake. And he starts to get like really riled up. And he's like, the town's just going nuts, but no one can do anything because it's the devil himself.
Stop, Ismark. You're rambling.
I'm sorry.
How long have you been here?
I've always been here. I was born and raised here. Just in the end,
Do you have any military experience?
I've been training every day to kill the devil himself.
By yourself?
My father used to teach me.
Yeah. He looks. Valtesh turns to Jules and goes, "Seems sincere, but he is woefully out of his depth. What do you say?"
I suggest we go and help him, my friend. My brother.
Turns back to his
children.
Ismark, you mentioned your sister. How old is she?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Is she a maiden?
What are you trying to say?
I'm not being weirded.
Sure you're not. How old's your sister, bitch?
A gallant knight, not a creepy weirdo. He turns back to Jules and goes, "It would appear that he has a maiden in distress."
How old do you mean?
She just needs help.
We shall help her. Lead the way before Ori kills the three wenches in the corner.
How far is your mansion, Ismark?
I'd be very careful with them if I were you. He whispers to you, and he kind of like points and just goes, "They might not be part of the Vistani anymore, but they still know how to lay a curse or two." And Ori, can you just give me a quick perception for me?
Oh, it did work.
How wonderful.
Good test.
You turn
Nice.
around.
Yeah, it's running slow tonight.
What, the roll 20?
Yeah.
To be honest, I think it's been going fine for mine, but that's because there's no combat at the moment, and that's usually the thing which sort of sets everything off, which is really annoying for me. Alright, and now, can you do me a favour? Can you roll for me? Yes, a wisdom saving throw. So, where it says saving throw, it's just above your skills. Yeah, where it says wisdom there.
Oh, I said I looked around at Jules, didn't I? But Jules is standing next to Ori, so I probably had to kind of.
Ori and Jules.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry, I would have probably been speaking to Aurelia then. Quite frankly, if Aurelia's next to me.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Because I think it's Valtesh, Aurelia, and Jules at the table. It's like Valtesh, Aurelia, and Gladra speaking to Ismark, and Jules and Aurea by the.
No, Aurelia and Gladra moved the table away, so it's you and Jules that's there with Ismark.
Okay, so I'm talking to myself. Never mind. I'm talking to myself and Ismark then, and Jules is next to Ori.
You're kind of like, I'm going to say you're pacing around and you're just talking to everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody's friend, mate. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, well, the general consensus is I'm agreeing to help him, and...
To be fair, I feel like Valpesh is like the least offensive person out of all of us. Like, I feel like Gladra just does whatever the fuck he wants. Jules is just Jules, and Ori can be a bit hot-headed.
Just a little bit. But yeah, so as you look around, you see the middle woman, which you remember to be Mirabelle. She looks at you for a second, and it's almost as if her right eye rolls backwards as her left eye starts to go more bloodshot, and she sticks her tongue out and then smiles at you. And you kind of like feel this sort of strange sensation come all over your body.
Guilty.
Why, guys? You be that way.
You said it.
woman that they referenced earlier?
What, Arena?
Yeah.
The sister? No.
She's the one who gave Altesh the eyes, isn't it?
No, Irina is Ismek's sister.
Oh, of course, okay. So.
Vistanti, who just did that to you. That is Mirabelle.
No, but what's the one called that's
Madame Eva?
they referenced?
Madame Eva.
No, something with him.
There's another one
In
there.
the conversation previously.
There's another one's called Alenka, and then the other
one
one's
that they said is everything.
is everything.
Yeah. Blah, blah,
She's
blah.
everywhere.
Oh yeah, Madame
Which
Eva.
is Madam whoever it was.
Eva.
Yes. So
What time of the evening is this
Say
at
sorry?
the moment? How long have we been here, and what time of the evening is it?
I'm going to say you've probably, in going around having a chat and sorting all this out, you've probably been there for a good, probably, I'm going to say 2 hours or so. It's getting dark. Well, in fact, if you look outside, it looks like it is dark. Dark came along quickly. To answer your question, Ori, do me a history check. Wonderful. And Valtesh, what can I help you with?
Okay. Sorry, excuse me. So Valtesh has been, obviously, as you say, kind of. He's been standing up and talking to Ismark loud enough for everyone to hear. So he's going to say to Ismark, "Have your things, Ismark. We'll meet you by the door shortly, and we'll follow you back to your mansion. How far is it?"
It's not far at all. It's just down the road. It's just all the way to the bottom of the road, south. It's probably about, if I get my my ruler out, I can find out for you just how many feet it is. It is.
No, stop, Ismark.
It's about.
We will meet you by the
300 feet
door
south.
in
If I
several
get
minutes.
my ruler out.
Altesh then walks over to the table with the three ladies, and he looks at them quite innocently and says, "My fair ladies, please accept the money from my stunted friend over there as a deposit, as I'm sure we would love to frequent your establishment again in the future. Now, if you wouldn't mind, we'll be departing on good terms."
Ori would like to just kind of turn around and be like, sort of an apologetic look on her face and just say, like, everybody else is sort of on the way out of the door now at this point. And Ori leans down on the table and just, she wants to ask about, what's she called again?
Madame Eva.
Yeah.
What you do remember, as you do, sort of like the name ticks over, is that Stanimir, when you guys went to go see the Vistani, after the Duchess had asked you, Stanimir had said that they believed that their great prince has fallen to evil, and that they pleaded for your help to come see Madame Eva, who can give you more information and ask for your help a bit more, and the rewards will be very great. You remember that Stanimir also said that she is the wisest of the Vistani.
So Ori doesn't need to ask that.
You can ask if you like.
No, if she's remembered,
Okay.
she's not going to
So
ask.
you're just going to kind of like apologise.
If she's no, she's not even going to apologise. If she's remembered, she's just going to walk out like a sassy bitch.
Fair dude. Yeah.
Would I remember that?
Oh, you would do if you had your notebook with you, but you've let everyone
Yeah.
down.
Right.
I would remember that.
I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say that because Jules, if I remember rightly, you were doing a lot of the conversation with Stanimir as well. So I'm going to say that the name kind of rings a bell, as in Madame Eva. It reminds you of the old man, but you couldn't quite grasp exactly what he was asking for you.
Okay. I would ask the wenches where I could find Madame Eva.
Okay, so
Nicely. Not say wenches.
Oh, you've been nice now, are you? Well,
Now Voltesh has been nice. I'll sort of be nice.
you're going to learn to be nice as well. Is that it?
Yeah.
Alrighty. So she goes, well, I guess if you are asking as nicely as that, if you were to leave the village and you were to keep following the road west, you would get to let me start this one again, sorry. And you were to follow the road west, it'll take you north, and you want to go for the Tyr Pools encampment, which is what we've just hidden away slightly off the road. You can't miss it though. If you go to the tier pool, we're just literally around. You'll hear the music before you see us, but follow it west and it'll eventually take you to a fork road and you want to turn north. But I won't lie to you, I'd be very careful around there. They don't like it when you misstep, let's say, and they're definitely not as nice as us. I mean, I'm glad we've got out of there. Our lives are on the line every day. And all the girls start like giggling at each other. And it was a bit of a treat though, wasn't it? The boys there were quite fun. And then you realise that the small stout one, which had the name Sorvia, earlier on looks up at Jaws and gives you a wink and goes, "Not as fun as I think I could have here though."
Oh, you can have my brother anytime. Well, thank you for your information.
Yeah.
We will
saying
see you
that,
later, wenches.
Madam
Goodbye.
Eagle's in Tearport,
And I
which is
return and
to the
walk
west,
out.
and eventually north to Eight Forks. And they all wave at you and go, "Bye." Alright guys, so I'm going to just bring you back onto the Barovia map again. I won't lie to you.
Before that happens,
Sorry, yep.
I'm going to put my hand on Gladriel's shoulder. If you're going to follow those guys, just give me the rings. I'll have a look at them tonight. I'm going to go upstairs to bed because I've got a few things to make tonight, so I'm going to get an early start on this.
So you're not going to the mansion?
No.
You get
But be
directions.
careful. No, running away from the boys.
Well, if you've said you're not going to go anywhere, then Gladriel's not going to go anywhere. He'll stay in his room.
Ismark kind of like turns to you and goes, "You can. I mean, you can stay if you want, but if you come to mine, we can protect you. We can keep you safer." And he kind of like nods over to the Vistani women and goes, "We can protect you from the devil himself. But you can stay at mine if you want." And he's kind of like, he's doing it through clenched teeth while looking at you.
Sorry, I'm just laughing because everybody in the chat wants to kill the wenches.
But if you guys want to stay, that's fine. And what happens is Ismek's going to start going out the door.
Hang on.
Hang on, yeah.
Following him.
Is who going out the door? Everyone.
Nope, I'm going to stay.
Isn't that?
You're going to stay? Okay. No worries.
Right, wait, let's try and. Oh, actually, no, I was going to try and persuade you to come, but I'm not. I don't think Jules.
All right.
I think
You could try.
Yeah, I know. I don't think Valtesh would really.
I'm also going to say, I
I don't know if you
personally,
can handle yourself.
like, yeah,
Sorry, I was just giggling because my cursor ran over intimidation. I was like, no, I'm not going to try and intimidate her in here.
I'm going to say that I very much feel like you yourselves are your characters. And I'm not going to ever really object to you guys using skills against each other. Obviously, you can counter it with whatever skill that you think is, as long as you can justify the skill to counter it, that's fine. If you guys want to do that, I'm okay. But I personally don't usually like, obviously, using skills on another player to force them into an action which they might not want to do.
So we can't use animal handling for
Gladriel's not an animal,
As I
so it
said,
wouldn't work.
well, yeah, this is it. As I said,
Pick him up.
that's me personally, and that's how I usually play anyway. So like when I play like knee and stuff like that. But the choice is up to you, and if the other person's happy to go along with it, please feel free to do it. It's just like that's kind of like how I usually like sort of see D&D and whatnot. Is like we all have our own choices, and if obviously like say I really want to stay and Gladriel used command to make a knot, then obviously Aurelia might not have as much fun or enjoy, or you know they might they might want to do it and they might want to follow the command. Obviously, command's a spell, so they might try to find ways of breaking it. And I would say that they have as much freedom to try and do that as much as they can, as long as it's within the story, I guess you could say. And I'm always happy with that. But that's what. Sorry.
Go on.
You're quite welcome to try. You're quite welcome to make a persuasion check on me.
No, I'm fine. I'm just going to reiterate, and Vantage is just going to turn around and be like, what was his name again? I've closed his bloody character thing down. Ishmir?
Ismark, sorry.
Ismark.
I'm going to turn around and say, it's not Ismark I'm worried about. It's his younger sister who needs protecting from some evil.
Wink, wink.
And that's in a good way. Let's do. Not a creepy way.
I am sorry, but the sexual tension in this episode has destroyed all hope that you could possibly have of doing anything in a good way.
I'm a chivalrous dragonborn.
Not anymore.
And Jules is the base dragonborn who murders puppies. We've established this.
Jules is a monster. We all know this.
Yeah. So I'm following him.
So
Okay, let's just go.
At the inn, pub,
With
whatever.
Gladra.
Okay.
Let's just go. My brother wants to protect this wench.
I'm gonna follow the brothers.
Alrighty, so Ismark, obviously, alright, you're in charge of your piece.
Sorry, just got my character sheet everywhere.
So Ismark,
Oh, it looks like Gladra is coming with us then.
it's just above. It's that strange bit there. Yeah. Yes. Because that there.
Is that not everybody
Yeah,
though?
that is everybody. So that there is obviously, all of you put together. Yay! But obviously for this, we're going to still use it as a token for, the three of you.
It's the Green Goblin, Spider-Man.
It's just Gladra in the middle with that colour which I couldn't get rid of. I mean, geez. And Ismark's going to start walking down. He's going a very quick, 40 feet a second, but still. And as he starts going down, he starts pointing out and goes, "Careful in that shop there. He's a rip-off. Like, he's the only place we really have, but people don't dare say anything because they're scared of his nephew, who just seems to be like, I won't lie to you, he just seems to be, ridiculously strong. He's a giant, let's say. I mean, we've struggled to get enough shirts in this village." You can click off that image, by the way, to get it small again. Yeah, he's just a giant and rips through all the clothes, and he starts going down. And
Ismark.
Don't worry, we can burn it down.
Where else can we? Where could I find myself a full plate?
Oh, you know what? I don't know. In fact, he's going to kind of like look you up and down, and he's going to do a quick insight on you, which is, oh my god, what's insight again? Insight is.
Is he actually checking me out?
Yes, he is. Sorry, just let me jump on this for a second, Gorgeous, while you're too busy fiddling about with the cat.
I have a -3 insight.
So he's gonna kind of like have a quick gander at you, and he's just gonna be like, no. He's gonna kind of lean into Baltesh and he goes, "I know a place. It's not very often that people come around here, but I'm sure if you really want something to cover you, he can sort you out, but they do come at a bit of a cost."
Okay. Never mind. We'll come back to that later. Thank you.
Yeah.
Ismark.
People are
I've got
saying
no money. I've got like 10 gold.
he's not costing that way. He, from what I gather at least, he seems to be a man who collects things off the fallen. They're not exactly cheap, I'm not going to lie to you. But, excuse me. I mean, I'm sure I can help out if you can help me out, as I said, and get my sister out of here. But the actual pieces he sells themselves, people have told me, are cursed. And he kind of like looks over his shoulder and around, and then he starts going, "But for now, let's get you, as darkness is basically fully all around them, he doesn't light, you notice that he doesn't actually light a torch, and starts going down."
Can Ori do like a perception as we're walking around? Like I kind of imagine her just to be looking around, like just kind of always on edge and always suspicious of things, and just trying to get her own sort of feel for it.
Sorry, can you say that again?
Can she do a perception check?
If you want.
Just while she's walking around.
Anyone have dark vision, by the way? Because
Ori
I
does.
don't.
Ori does.
Oh, good. So we're basically following Ori then at the moment.
I've got dark vision.
How did you get it? And I haven't got it.
It's part of your
Because I'm the better fucking brother.
We're from the same blood. We're from the same egg. Yeah.
He prays to the right people.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, as Ori looks
His
around,
dark lords gave him it.
yeah, exactly, his dark
he-
god.
He sells his body for dark vision. Got it. Yeah.
As Ori looks around, she realizes that the moon seems to be cutting straight through the clouds. The clouds seem to just never be going, but it seems to almost act as like a natural, I guess almost like a lantern. Like it catches the light and it bounces off, and it's like walking around London at night. Like it's quite bright, so you can still see. But as you go around, you can see that there's just dust and bits falling off houses, and a lot of it's unkept. As Ismark's walking around, there's a woman who's coming out of one of the streets, an elderly lady in rags, just to your east here. Alright.
We are keeping pace with Ismark, aren't we?
Yeah,
We're
I presume
basically
you guys
step
are
to
with
step.
him. There's a lady who's in quite rags. She's quite elderly, and she's walking down the street with a trolley pushing it along. And Ori, you can hear dream pies. I have the dream pies, and she starts knocking on a house, and the door slightly opens ajar, and there's a face behind her. Well, it's if I'm going to say, because you've got a crit, that you can almost see through the darkness and see that there's a woman who's there, and she shakily drops a gold piece out and quickly grabs the dream pie from the woman's hands and starts almost like biting deeply into it and looks like she's in heaven almost, and then closes the door, and the woman goes, another satisfied one, and then she walks around the corner and off again. And you can just
I want quickly wench.
Ori feels incredibly suspicious about these dream pies.
Dream pies.
I think Jules and Valtesh are quite culturally ignorant or kind of like unawares, because they call women wench all the time.
As Jules is beckoning towards this lady, Ori would like to grab the back of him and pull him away, as if no, you're not doing this.
I will also say, with that perception still, and also even the boys, you can hear the crying a lot louder now. You can actually, as you were passing by, hear it from this house just here, and the crying turns to wailing, and Ismark just has this. So he's not even noticed the woman the elderly lady going by, but he's got this horrible sort of look of, I wouldn't even say sort of it's sorrow. It's almost like pity as he keeps walking down south.
Oh, I'm so confused now. Do I go with Ismark?
Tim?
What's in those pies?
I guess. You can hear the wailing, and you can understand something horrible's happened. I just realised I haven't transferred this across. Good thing it's all of the mind.
We've seen this pitiful look on his face. Can we talk to him about it?
You may, but let me just ask Valtesh. Yes.
I was gonna kind of gesture or ask Ismark to not. I suppose we're not stopping, but as I walk up next to his shoulder, I say, Ismark, what's in those pies?
He kind of looks around and goes, pies? What pies? Oh, you mean Granny's pies? He goes, I couldn't even tell you what's in there. All I know is they're amazing meat pies. She does have some with
Put one down my
potatoes and
pants.
stuff in, but my father never let us have some. But I've seen.
Where are all the cows that are in these pies?
Well, I presume it's from around, from beyond Barovia. She doesn't live in Barovia, Granny. She travels here. We sometimes see her just coming down the road, and usually from the old windmill down at the end. But she travels every day down here, and she sells the pies. She usually gets maybe 2 or 3 gold coins. They are absolutely amazing from what I've seen. Just everyone looks so happy while they're eating them. I hear they give you amazing dreams as well.
And why did you look so sheepish when we went past the house of the wailing?
Because that's Mad Mary. She's been wailing for days, but we think it's because of Gertrude.
Who's Gertrude?
Gertrude's her daughter. She's been protecting her all of her life, but It's not my place to say. I think she might have run away. And he just
Another
kinda, like,
one run away.
he
Do all the young women in this town run away?
Do now.
I don't even know if she's actually run away. Just, she's always treated Gertrude like a little princess as she is. She's bought her all the toys. She's made sure she's always happy. Like, I've even seen her in a pink a fair few times. It's just, yeah, compared to a lot of the people around here, Gertrude was just always so happy and full of glee and just skipping around all merry, and just Mary used to be so happy. And then over the past, well, I'd say weeks, it just seems to be silence. And now in the past maybe, I must say, maybe the past few days, it's been long nights for me going backwards and forwards from the inn, and I've just been hearing wailing every night. But please, can we see it? Are we going back?
Carry on then.
Yeah. I mean, part of me does want to see
See-
how Mary is, but I'd really like to see Irina. Like, my house is
Yes.
just down here, and he points to the bottom of the house where you do see quite a large mansion at the bottom, just down here.
Okay, yeah.
And,
I take it Jules and Ori overheard that whole thing, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's addressing all of you.
Yeah, good.
Pies.
You should have snuck back and bought one. That's what I reckon Jules would have done.
Ismark turns around and he goes, "Look, I really would like your help. I know, especially when I was drunk, going outside has sobered me up quite a lot, and probably throwing it all back up as well. But I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna go see Irina, and if you do feel if you wanna see your friends, or if you want to, I don't know, see what's in Barovia, I won't stop you. I'm just gonna ask you that you come see us tonight, please." And he starts walking down back to this house down here, and as he gets to the gates, about 80 feet in front of you, he turns around with like this puppy dog look in his eyes.
Which triggers Valtesh's PTSD.
Nugget!
I pat Valtesh on the back and go, "Come on, brother. Let's save him. Let's save her. You can
He's
protect
also
her."
having. He was also reminiscing when what was it? Where's his name? Ismark was talking about how throwing up has sobered him up. He was reminiscing about a long distance friend called Lorraine who was doing the same not too long ago.
I like it.
Excellent. Yeah, I'm all for following him to the house.
Yes.
Ori does not fear death, so she also follows willingly to
Into
the
the
house.
abyss. Yeah. Excellent.
Wonderful. So, I'm going to say while that's
We've got
happening,
to run.
is there anything that Aurelia or Gladra would like to be doing during their time?
Well, we were obviously just talking. I don't know if you can see
Yeah,
me
yeah,
and
I can see
Aurelia
the chat. I
talking.
don't know if there's just anything more that you might want or anything like that, or if it's just you guys are retiring for the night, or yeah, what really?
Yeah,
It looks like Gladrid's followed Aurelia up to the bedroom.
Well, that wasn't how it happened. Like I saw you go off, and I said I would stay here, as in I'd stay at the table, and then you said to stand guard at the door, so I looked happy and followed.
Short So you're
Otherwise, I
standing
was
at
going
the
to out.
keyhole. That's the perfect height for your head outside of Aurelia's room. Peeping Tom.
All right, so we didn't get a key to the door to the bedroom, did we?
I'm going to say if you guys stayed, then Arek's basically the bartender. He basically, as you start going to the stairs, he pulls out 2 keys and puts them on the side, and he just goes, "Rooms." And as he leaves the keys there, he then walks around the counter and starts going up the stairs. And as he goes up the stairs, he goes basically to the first. So you're going to go up some creaking stairs, which they go like a massive creak as his weight just takes him. He's quite a big guy, though he seems very simpleton. As he gets to the top step, he walks down maybe like 3 or 4 of the rooms, and he turns right, and I'm actually going to retcon and say he took the keys. He's going to open one of the doors, and as it opens up, it's quite a small room, and there's a single bed in there. There's a small chest at the end. There's a desk, and he just kind of like points and goes, 1. And he goes to the next room down, and he goes to put the key in, but then he realizes the door's unlocked, and he kind of like twists it, and there's almost like the first sort of expression you've seen him do, which is basically a bit of confusion as he turns it and opens it, and inside there it's the double bed, and it's a chest there as well, but there's like really comfy sort of throws on top of it. It looks a little bit more posher than the other one. And there's a nice open, there's a window which is looking over onto the dreary street, but the other one didn't have a window at all. And he just looks and he goes, room 2. And then he starts walking past you and going back down the stairs.
Is there a table in there?
There's like a little desk bit on the side, I'll say. So it's just like a really simple sort of stool and table, and yeah.
Does he give us the keys?
The keys are still in the door. He went to go put the key in the second door and realised it was open, so he sort of left it there and just, yeah.
Okay. Okay, Gladra. So you take the single room. You take this one, and when you finish getting your stuff together and lock the door, come back over here and I'll show you what I'll be doing.
Okay. And with that, Gladra just like sort of like runs off to his room and puts bits and bobs into the chest that he doesn't need, and then finishes up and goes back to the room.
As he comes in, lock the door behind you.
Gladra obviously turns around, locks the door. He leaves the key in the door so the keys turn so it can't be like just knocked out. In case somebody had another key to open up the door.
Okay, so where are these rings?
Gladra gets out what was it 3 rings in the jewelry box and a pendant, or was it just the 3 rings? I thought there was a pendant in there as well.
Give me 2 seconds. I thought I put it into the loop thing for you, or I put it on your character, one of the 2, but if I did not, I do apologise. In the jewelry box, did you say?
Yeah, because obviously there's the jewelry box and then there's the 1 gold ring that I took off the dead guy.
Yes, so there was 3 gold rings in the jewelry box, and there was a thin platinum necklace with a topaz pendant.
Right, so So Gladra takes out the 3 rings in the pendant, 3 rings in the pendant, and a gold ring, and gives them to Aurelia.
Okay, so go and sit on the bed over there. And I'm going to be a little while, but I'm going to see if any of these are magical.
Okay.
I just sit at the desk, and there's 4 items, so I'm going to take 40 minutes on the ritual.
There'd be 5 items. There's the 3 rings from the jewelry box, the pendant, and then the gold ring itself.
Okay, so 50 minutes. I'm going to take 50 minutes to cast Identify on all the items.
Alrighty. Oop. I was still muted. Sorry about that. Alrighty then. So basically, I'm guessing Identify, it just tells you sort of what the rings are, yeah?
Everything about it.
Yep. Absolutely fine.
It's in chat.
Yeah, I think
it's in chat.
best.
So.
Yes, thank you very much. Yes, so properties not use it whether requires achievement, you will spell. Fair enough. I will tell you that disappointingly, these are just pieces of jewelry. They are just 4 gold rings, as well as a necklace with a thin platinum necklace with a topaz pendant on it. There does seem to be. I'm going to say that even though. I guess maybe it'll be identified. You can recognize that there is the faint thing or like trace of magic left on it, where they've obviously sort of gotten almost dirty and they've lost a lot of clarity with age. I'm going to say as well that with it you can almost feel that the spell itself sort of it's almost like disguise self. What's the other one? Trugatory, where it makes it's an illusion essentially around it, which has made it look a lot more sort of recent than it is before time caught back up with it.
Okay, so after about an hour, I say to Gladger, well, they were magical once, but they've lost their power, so they're basically just worth whatever the money is.
Okay.
And so, you're a gnome, aren't you? You should be able to classify how much those things are worth, shouldn't you?
How would it do that?
I would happily say if you can give me a good investigation.
One as well.
I'm going to say you can do that with an advantage. Oh yeah, you can do one, Aurelia. Yeah, fantastic. So I'm going to say, as you look over them, you do realise they're worth a lot more than just 40 gold for the batch. I'm going to say the gold rings themselves are probably worth at least 20 to 25 gold pieces. However, that each, yeah. However, that topaz piece itself, with the actual how big that topaz is, how clear it is, how well cut it is, and just the actual necklace, like how well it fits, yet how strong it is, you could probably say that would go for in shops that you guys have been in. Easily, you could probably sell that for about 700, 750 gold piece. You realise that obviously that man was completely ripping you off.
I think we might keep on. I think I might let you keep hold of these for a little while. I'm sure that we can probably come across other towns in this Barovia that we're in, that we might be able to sell them and get more money out of.
Should we try sell one gold ring back to him?
Well, I don't think
just so we've got some equity.
I don't think that he's going to come down from any of the prices if he offered 40 gold for the whole lot. Considering one of the rings here is worth 25-ish.
Okay, glad to keep them.
That's over 125 gold just for the rings themselves.
Glad to keep them.
I know, completely.
We'll wait. We'll sell later.
Okay, so what are you going to do now? I need to make some infusions. So you're quite welcome to stay if you want.
Stand guard while you make infusions, so nothing happens.
If you wish.
Glad will stand guard.
Alrighty, and I'm guessing you'll be making some magical piece during the night as well.
2 magical pieces.
And then once he's finished making those magical pieces, Glad will, if obviously nothing happens, Glad will just goes off to bed.
Yeah. So I'll be making my bag of holding.
Okay.
And my goggles of the night.
Wonderful, no worries. If you don't mind adding the bag of holding to your sheet, that's fine.
Cheers.
Sorry, 2 seconds. Was there any one skewer in there? Was there only one skewer in each thing? Okay. Oh no, I see it was hiding. I thought my my order was less than what I wanted then. I was like, what is this? Right, so, as you guys are doing that, good, thank you. The three of you who has followed Ismak to the Burgomaster's mansion, you see a wary-looking mansion that squats behind rusting iron fences. Excuse me. The iron gates are twisted and torn. The right gate lies cast aside, while the left swings lazily in the wind. The stuttering squeal and clang of the gate repeats with mindless precision. Weeds choke the grounds and press with menace upon the house itself. Yet against the walls the growth has been tramped down to create a path along all about the domain. Heavy claw markings have stripped the once beautiful finish off the walls. There's great black marks across the mansion that tell of fires that have assailed the place. And there's not a pane or a shard of glass left in any of the windows. Instead, they've all been barred up with planks, each one with stains of evil omen over it. As you go along up there, Ori, I'm going to say that you, especially with your passive, you realise that around the windows, especially, the ground seems to be very trampled, as if like someone's been right outside there, but not just with sort of footprints. You also see sort of claw prints, almost like paw prints around, and almost like drag marks as well, as if someone's been pulling something or maybe pulling a limb across it. But you see Ismak walking forwards, and he's just like, just wait a second, I just need to let her know it's okay to come out. And he knocks on the door, and from behind it you hear silence, and then Ismak knocks again louder and goes, Irina, it's me. And she goes, Ismak? And she opens the door very, very cautiously. She looks outside, and when she sees two large figures and a very scarred, scary-looking woman, she goes, who are those with you? What have they done? And he's like, no, I've asked for their help. They're here to help us. And Irina like slowly opens the door again, as Ismak gives her a big smile and walks in. And you guys get to meet Irina Kalyana. Wonderful. And if you guys are alright, I'm going to just call it there for about 5 to 10 minutes for a break.
Yeah.
Yep. Wonderful. This gives me a chance to have a bit of food as well. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be quiet and just go in.
Yeah, I'm just going to mute myself for about 5 minutes and just sort of like set myself down, and then yeah, we'll come back into it shortly if you guys are cool.
Hello, wench!
Yeah, the fully clad armoured wench.
Yeah.
She's not actually wearing those clothings. She's wearing a long robe around her, and she looks slightly scared. She's like almost bewildered by these strange creatures which are in front of her.
No worries. Right, go and eat your food anyway. Go and eat your food. We'll catch you in 10 minutes.
I'm going to eat my food. How dare you try to tell me what to do? Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me.
That's it, I'm not eating it. Chuck it away.
Yeah. And there is Irina's token for you as well. Wonderful, as I drug you guys in with Ismak. Aren't you all a big happy family inside this big mansion? Right, cool, yes. So, from there, I will leave you guys
Our
off for a bit.
family. Our family.
Yes, you're a strange, bizarre-looking family.
A good half.
Oh,
Don't be scared, wench.
Imagine how awkward our family photo would be.
Oh, my beef's really chewy.
we've almost got the family photo there with the player token. With the group token.
Yeah, I don't seem to stand out in all fun to believe. There's something wrong. I should be more dominant in the middle.
How do you eat it?
Picture. It's really well done, actually. I don't know why it's been well done.
always request those. Quite the swap pieces. You have this tiny piece.
I literally can't even.
I think I'll give you that.
Why?
It's got smaller pieces on it. If you like.
No, it's okay. Thank you, Hanson.
Sorry, how are you finding it so far?
Really good. I'm going to make sure each time we have D&D I get a bit of chill time before, because it just makes it more enjoyable. Like, obviously it's a game where you want to think about what you're doing and taking information and stuff.
Yeah. And to be honest, I think as long as you're actually having fun with it, like, this is what I was thinking, it's not going to be like loads of like RP, like, oh god, what are you doing kind of style, but it's like, yeah, I hope that you just...
I really like the roleplay. I just felt really tired this morning.
Oh yeah, I imagine that you would.
Obviously, when you roleplay, you want to roleplay it well.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm happy with Ori's character, and it's all kind of like sinking in how I want to play her. And I'm sorry that I also keep asking you questions, like with my plan with Valentine's, like I didn't know if that's something if you're allowed to do that.
You can do anything you want. But I was just trying to advise, maybe not.
I think we just both wanted to do it for comedy value, but...
Hello, witch. Let us into your house. We're here to save you. Have you got any of them dream pies?
I know that I've never played D&D, but I feel like you're managing this game really well.
We'll see what's happening, like, when it comes to combat and stuff, and everything gets a bit messy. It's good that this is no longer a tactic. But yeah, I'm happy with it.
I like the fact that when we do come up with random plans that we want to do, we're able to respond quite quickly to them.
Yeah, Logan probably knows his best, but you never My Ethereum is now worth £50.21p. Whereas my downside. .198, it ended as low as 18.8. So, are you happy you invested in Bitcoin?
I don't know yet.
I think if I only spent like the second week, I've got £50 of Bitcoin as well. Instead of putting
What? What is it? Why is it finished? What's it on? I'll have a shower and it'll be an RTV +1, won't it? What? What?
Logan,
What?
how you doing? No, I was going to ask actually the other week. I think a chance on your Christmas gifts images.
Yes.
Looks like there's some small magazines.
Oh, yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Are they like one shots basically?
Hold on, give me a second. My missus sticking a breast in my mouth.
Oh, nice, lovely.
What? You were? Alright, no, it's alright. This is walking past. Reading knob. They are. It's a. Oh god. It's a book. They're a book of one shots.
Yeah, Streets of Zobek, Prepared.
Yeah, by Cobalt Press. The Streets of Zober? That's like what's the word I'm looking for?
Beast.
Tomb of Beasts, and that's just a whole new set of characters, new set of monsters.
Monsters. Oh, okay.
But the prepared ones, yeah.
Yeah, it's just like
basic one shots,
a subscription of one shots, yeah.
Oh, yeah, just select the one shots. You can chuck it anywhere.
Oh, nice.
That's cool. So they're quite cool. The Streets of Zorba's like a. It's a. It's like a. Oh, it's a bit different. It's a little bit different.
When you're in a town, you can actually stick one of those little mini adventures in. When you're walking down the main street and make a perception check and forget the perception check, you get mugged. You go into the street and then that's basically what.
Yeah, they're quite good. I got them off Amazon.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's very bad. It was. I think I earned about. Is it 10 quid, 15 quid? It's like a.
Well, they're like. Is there a couple of them? Is there?
Oh yeah, there's oh god, there's loads.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, prepared to. I think there's a Lair one, and I think there's some called the Lazy DM.
Yeah.
They're good as well. They're a bunch of one shots all stuck together.
Oh, nice.
And I
They're
just
quite
started.
small. Look,
Yeah, very just normal book size, but we're just like paperback flimsy. They're not very big.
Okay.
Not like them. But yeah, they're alright. So yeah, they're cool. Just one shot things, yeah.
Tomb of the Beast is that Tomb of the Beast 2? Is that worthwhile or is that kind of limited?
Just extra monsters.
Yeah,
Just
but
extra monsters.
what I'm thinking is, like, you know, if you're doing like the lost, if you're doing some of the introductory games, you're never going to touch any of those beasts, are you? Whereas I take it you need to do some of the more advanced games.
Yeah. No. They've got CR0 ones.
Okay.
Yeah, you just change them. You just change them about. They're just different types of creatures, aren't they? A lot of them.
Fair enough.
You get like the zombies and like there's different types of zombies, and then he's had a few more zombies in, so you could put them in instead. It's cool. It's like we've got it on the DM account now, so you can just swap them in and over. It's cool. Well, yeah, it's just basically it just comes down to at Christmas. No fucking knows what to buy me because there's nothing I want because I can get it myself. So it's just like, hey, I give them a list of books. Here you go, just pick one of them, and my mum gets me all.
Yeah. Have you drunk out of that? Have you drunk out of that cup yet? It looks
I haven't
like it's
drunk
going to be so messy.
No. I haven't drunk out of that one yet. No, I've had a whiskey glass as well. I haven't drank out of that one yet.
Yeah, I saw that actually. Yeah.
I have drunk out of a cup which says "Tears of My Players." I have drunk out of that one.
Yeah, nice.
But yeah, it's some cool stuff. Yeah. So.
Yeah. I'd say so.
I'm just trying to get into reading that Outbreak one. Because I've got the Outbreak Player's Guide, so I'm reading that in a minute. In a Dungeon and a Mad Mage.
Oh, okay.
So you know.
Well, yeah, you've got to read. You need to read a bit more of the Dungeon of the Mad Mage after certain detours.
Fucking hell. Yeah, it fucking is. Yeah, I
don't want to catch that again.
Fuck it. I can't fucking believe that.
I know.
And I don't even know why.
I wasn't paying attention.
I had no idea.
I was doing something at the same time, so I wasn't really listening, and then I come back and I was like on my own, started heading east, and I was like, where's everyone gone? No, we've gone south. I was like, how the hell did that happen?
So adamant you're heading east. So adamant you're heading east. We're heading east. We're going to the Dwarf. We're going to the Drow. We're going to the Drow. We're going to the Drow. I know we're fucking head off south.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
But yeah, that's. It was alright. It was only because stuff that's happened. I had to do. It was only because stuff that's happened. I had to do more prep. Normally, I wouldn't have had to. It just been that's fine. It's just other stuff that's in there. So yeah, it wasn't too bad. It was just like fucking wankers. I kill you all now. I fill up my cup. Here's my players.
You tried. You're a million fish.
Yeah, fucking fish, fucking everywhere. There's fucking loads of them. But yeah. We'd like to say we'll see you next week.
Yeah, it was good fun.
Yeah, the one shot was cool on Saturday. That was good.
How many people did you have turn up?
Just to jump
6.
In a second. I will say that in the Dungeon of the Mad Mage, I was really looking forward to like being like, oh yeah, I don't want to kill things. It'll be fine. Nature's our friend, and then just everyone's like, die. Oh shit.
Yeah. Yeah, and it wasn't even kind of like, oh, should we see what they're like? I mean, we attacked the last beast, and he was actually peaceful. Nah, sack it.
No, to tell a lie, in your defence, the fish did attack first.
Yeah, well,
they fired the ball, the fireball.
I should have just done the whole ball idea with you, with Holton. Put us both in a ball and like roll across the water.
Zoom in.
Yeah, it was good. And like I say, the watch name was good as well. The one shot. I didn't think it'd work as well as it did, but it did.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. I just, honest to God, like after finishing my nights, I was falling asleep. I was like, I've got to go. I've got to come off. Like I'm just like, if anything, I'd fall asleep and I'd feel bad. And I was falling asleep because obviously again night shift.
Yeah, I don't worry, mate. I'll blame it on my silky smooth voice.
It is pretty damn amazing.
I know. I do it. I can do it. I can come home on a Friday, and I can watch Critical Role, and I guarantee you in an hour, and I'll finish at 12.
Yeah.
I don't start at 7, finish at 12. I guarantee you in an hour and a half I'm fast asleep because Matt's talking.
In an hour and a half? That's not quick.
I'm like there. It is for me.
An hour and a half.
But then again, I can fall asleep standing up, so if I'm tired.
You have a lot of night shifts, do you?
No, I don't know. It's not night. That's days.
Oh.
I don't work nights. That's day shift. I start at 7 in the morning and finish at 12 in the morning. After like midday, and I'm fucking. I'm fucking. That's only on a Friday.
Okay. I finish at 7 and end at 7. Days and nights.
Well. Let me guess, the day where you finish at 7 in the morning counts as one of your days off, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a kick in the dick, that, isn't it?
Pajama book off day.
It's one of those where you kind of either try and get a power hour and then force yourself to stay awake, or you just have to grit your teeth and push through, don't you?
Nappies for pansies.
I'd be in bed. I used to work nights, and when that used to happen, I used to go straight to bed and like wake up about 12.
Yeah.
Have about 3 or 4 hours, and then get up.
It's a kicker, though, isn't it? Because it's your
Oh, yeah.
first day off.
Wedge, let us into your house.
When you guys were talking earlier about drinking at 7 a.m. in the morning, I used to do that on night shift. You finish night shift.
Oh yeah, I did.
You go to the pub, have a couple of skewies, then go home to bed.
We did go pubs. Pubs aren't open here at 7 o'clock.
I used to
We've
work
got
at
early
pubs
openers.
that open up at 7 a.m. in the morning. That was awful. You close up, everyone's gone home, the place is a shit tip, and you all sit around with a pint and go, I don't want to fucking do this.
And I used to work in a pub that closed at 4 a.m, so I would probably have frequented your 7 a.m. closing pub.
If it was
For a lock-in.
We've got pubs that are classed as 24-hour pubs, but they shut between 5 a.m. and 6 a.m. That's because they have to shut for an hour.
Yeah.
You could still be in there from that time, but they can't let people in. And it's in mining towns and shift work towns that usually these places are, because, hey, everyone does shifts at different times and finishes. And it's no different to going home from work if you're working day work and having a few at the pub.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Seeing that spoons I was telling you about earlier on.
Gin and tonics for dinner. That's the way.
They're all across the UK, and just like, yeah, like you'll go along, and they're technically meant to be open at what? Something like they're not allowed to serve till 11 o'clock in the morning or something like that. However, you go in at like 8, 9 o'clock, and people have like pints of beer in front of them, but they'll be there drinking till 11, so they can pay for it then and be like, well, I didn't pay for it till then, so I wasn't sold a pint. It was ridiculous. Well, it is ridiculous. People always want that.
Well, you get a Bloody Mary.
To be honest, yeah, we Point Shed, we used to
The way the wording is, isn't it?
Say sorry?
Yeah. It's the way the wording is of what they have with how they do it, isn't it?
Yeah. That's right, we weren't exactly too great at Point Shed either.
Yeah, we don't have anything stupid like that.
We're British. We'll do anything for a pint. Anything for a pint.
In a minute.
Logan went at a minute. He'll put anything in his mouth.
It's a warm pint. What's this warm beer shit?
I don't know. I've never known any way to have warm beer. Oh no.
Every British pub has got warm beer.
Yeah, ales. Yeah.
Ales. That's different to beer. It's a lager, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's all beer.
No, it's not. Beer and lager are completely different.
Well,
no, they're not.
They're not.
Yes, they are.
They are.
Beer is beer.
It's all about the hops. So obviously you got lager hops when it comes to lager, but then obviously it's carbonated. But then ale, it's the same process. It's just obviously they're usually in casks. So you won't put the carbonization in it, and then obviously you'd use different hops. So like Roosters will put like 100 hops in, same as the Yorkshire Brewing Company as well, and go overboard with it. But yeah, to be honest, yeah, just to throw some old bartender stuff.
And then you guys even produce an Australian beer that Australians don't even produce and make over here.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, Foster's.
Yeah. We don't even drink that shit.
Yeah, we don't drink it unless you're fucking desperate.
Same as Stella. You know,
I'm pretty sure Foster's is the pride of Australia. They're probably their only successful export, isn't it?
We don't export it. It's all made locally in the countries that.
I tell you what, go to Australia and ask them for a Foster's and see what happens when you do.
Fuck that fag shit. Casamay 4X. Do we still have that?
Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah, that's because the Queenslanders can't spell beer.
Yeah, for it.
It's alright, go to Poland. They literally sell warm beer, but that's obviously on the skiing Alps as well. It's meant to be quite nice.
Oh. Big in. They do actually. I've had some. It's just. Well, no, I don't have it. Austria.
Stupid stuff where you put a hot poker in and call it mulled beer.
Mulled wine.
Yeah, I was going to say this.
That's warm.
Wine.
Crispy.
It's minging.
Things like that. Why can't it all be 4 degrees C? Nice and cold. Everything's got to be nice and cold.
My stepdad, he drinks like the ales and that, and like he could just have them straight out the fucking off the shelf. It's like, you know what I mean? Oh, dude, you need fucking cold.
A block of ice in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hobgoblin. There's a
Hobgoblin. Yeah, we have loads of names like that. Hobgoblin.
Yeah. Brilliant. It's all about Brewdog at the moment, isn't it? That's very much in vogue.
I like the fact that Brewdog made their own hand sanitizer when they couldn't sell beer anymore.
Yes. That's quite the entrepreneur move.
Alright guys, are we ready to go in about a minute?
Yeah, go grab a drink.
Yep.
Are we missing Lorraine?
She's next to me. She's got a mouthful of food.
You're keeping her quiet. Here you go. Have some of that. What do you guys? Do you all like order a takeaway every Tuesday? Is it? It seems to always come at like 9 o'clock or something.
Well, the past couple of times we do. Usually, I just cook.
Yeah, you cook when it's Logan sessions, and then you seem to have a takeaway when it's your session.
It's just obviously while I'm doing this, I'm doing like 4 or 5 different things at once. Obviously, I've got my books around me, so I've got 2 different books I like to use as reference guides, as well as I've actually got the thing up on here as well, which you've probably seen in some of the videos on the only ones which have came out. Excuse me again. And then a lot of times when I do this and when I'm doing like the role playing and stuff like that, you've got to imagine that I'm actually doing the actions as well. I can't just be like, and he does this and he polishes it. When I was talking about polishing the glasses, I'm pretending to polish a glass.
Oh God, yes, you do.
Yeah,
you do.
You can't help it. So then
you do.
Yeah, doing that and then obviously cooking. It's just like, or I'll make an easy meal. So like I might make a lasagna beforehand and just whack it in or something like that.
Oh yeah.
You're one of these guys that actually makes hand gestures when you're driving along on Bluetooth when you're on a phone call.
No, not really.
He's a hand
gestures are like, fuck off, you fucking cunt, and stuff like that, but you know. But it's not like Bluetooth.
You're the only cook. Jason and Lorraine don't delve into the kitchen.
Oh, they do, yeah. I just, I really like cooking. Baltash is trying to say that you don't cook, and she gave you a look of evils.
No, I didn't.
No, I thought it was like your domain because I never hear like Jason going, "Oh, don't worry, Aaron, I've got it. I'll pop dinner on while you get the game started." He's like,
"Fuck that shit! I can barely concentrate on the fucking game in the first place, let alone having to try and do that and cook." The last time I did it, I fucking nearly fucked everything up.
I was also about to say that Aaron's food is so amazing. Why would I cook?
Yeah, I got the impression that it was quite
there is that as well, like fucking the foodie. Like, I'm very big on things that, like, texture-wise, if the texture isn't right, I don't like it. But like with the food he cooks, even if the texture's wrong, I love the fucking taste of the flavour, and I don't want it to go to waste.
I thought you were just going to say I'm very big, and just leave it there.
Whenever I offer to help him, he says no. So.
Perfectionist there, and
Well, I can't let these guys know that I've got like packets of food underneath the sink opening and putting in the pan.
Ready mix, yeah.
I
like it.
If you can make packet food taste like that, you're pretty good at cooking.
They're just really good, expensive packet foods. Why do you think I've never got any money?
From Waitrose.
Please.
Oh, Waitrose, well posh. Aaron the snob.
They're not actually from Waitrose, but...
It was Waitrose food, yeah.
Waitrose Big Brother.
Your Waitrose, your Co-op, and your Sainsbury's, proper highbrow.
Waitrose got a good selection, man. I mean, like, I've never been in there, and every time I walk in there, people look at me like scum, but still.
You need a fat wedge in your wallet to go to Waitrose, that's for sure.
No, we just invested in Bitcoin. I mean...
I thought you said a fat wench.
Fat wench in the wallet.
I've been into Waitrose
Fucking hell!
I hate to break it to you, Lorraine, but Aaron's got a fat wench on the side, but it's paying for all your nice food. So.
Well, I'm okay with that.
Wench!
Yeah.
That was the other word I was looking for.
I've been into Waitrose once, and it was when we were going to like a games fair in Donny, and it was for Starnies in the morning. And I looked at the fucking prices, and I went, "I'll starve, thank you."
Remember at Jamie's when we used to have to use egg whites and everything?
You mean when we were supposed to use egg whites and everything, and I just refused to do it?
Don't get me wrong, I like a good egg white in a cocktail, but still, yeah. So I used to have to go to Waitrose to get things like that, but like all the time, like you're looking at something like £5 for this little thing which you get for like two quid, maybe £2.50 in Asda. It's like, how the fuck are you selling this shit? Oh,
Well, that was that gaming thing, weren't it, at Donny?
Gaming thing?
Yeah, Donny holds like a games fair.
You went last year, last year or the year before?
Oh no, this was a few years ago.
Oh.
Yeah, like
I went to one.
the last one I went to, I ended up getting a Deadpool hoodie that zips all the way up to the top.
Was that a Logan Fest, was it?
No, I'm sure it was one. No, I didn't go. I'm sure I remember you saying you'd gone to one.
Yeah.
Aaron did.
Yeah, I've been to a gaming festival. That was
not last year, year before. Sure it was.
It was a couple of years ago now. I wanted to go to one the year before, but because obviously last year everything was closed. The year before that, I missed it because I was working. But before that, it's the one where I went along, and that's when I was finding all the D&D minis. I got loads of dice. I met a few games like, oh my god, Honor something, which there was loads of Kickstarter stuff there as well. Airspace, I think it was called, or something like that. But yes, shall we get back into the game?
Yeah. I'll come next time with Tom.
Yeah, do it. Like, when Harrogate's like the like unofficial convention center of the UK. If there's usually a convention that comes to us, yeah, like we've got massive sort of like conference center and whatnot. Just unfortunately, right now it's got half of it's a malls and the other half is a COVID center. So.
Yeah.
It's on nice.
Oh, Harrogate was quite. I thought Harrogate's quite remote.
Not overly remote. No, I
didn't realise it was that big. I thought it was quite a small, quaint place.
No, it's not big.
It's not big, but there's like it's kind of like the town where like all the rich people live in the area, like kind of thing.
Ex-military, master.
Yeah, basically, it's the place where people come to die, in a nice way, as in retirement.
I don't think that's true.
It's like Florida.
Yeah. It's just full of like Range Rovers and
flowers and
sports
lawns and nice walks and old people playing bowls and the Betty's.
And people want to destroy the forest to build like a friggin' relief road so that they can make more money.
And also water. The water company's trying to destroy the forest as well. Harrogate Bottling Company is trying to obviously break down Pinewoods.
Harrogate, the place where money is the most important thing in the world.
Oh yes, we're Harrogatearians. We believe in money, apparently, but no one wants to give me it, so I don't believe it anymore. It doesn't exist. Right.
We have 2 Bettys, which is like the most expensive tea room in the world, and people queue like down the street and round the corner to get into Betty's, and it's all like really fancy
bloody
people.
Betty's tea rooms, yeah.
Betty's. We've got 2.
One in York.
We've got 2.
Oh
Marcus,
gosh.
where are you from?
Well, I'm from near Leicester.
It's just when you were like, oh, why have I got Jules up? When you were obviously saying about Betty's, I was like, he seems to know so much about Harrogate. I've never met a man across Discord, I guess, who knows so much about Betty's.
No, I
He's
didn't
a Betty's frequenter.
Yeah, connoisseur, some of it. No,
he's one of those rich douches you were just talking about, Lorraine.
Yeah, I'll just put my Land Rover back in the garage. Or I'll get my man to do it for me.
Alright guys, in all seriousness, before we run out of time, let's... Yeah, fantastic, wonderful. So, if we're all back, yeah?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, I'm going to go back to the manor, because obviously we're still in the manor. I'll keep it on this page, because, well, I won't lie, it's, again, a bit of a theatre of the mind, much like the pub. However, as Arena opens the doors and you guys step inside the manor, you see that the interior of the mansion is well furnished. You see there's fixtures which show signs of great wear. Like it's a very old mansion. There's lots of oddities, which
What?
oddities,
All right.
peculiar things such as the boarded up windows. There is like holy symbols all over the room. All over every room, let's say. There's like sort of crosses hanging over every doorway. There's strange insignias almost, as if like someone's just gone through every sort of law book they can get their hands on and just wrote down everything, like sort of got every symbol and sort of shapes. It's almost like clustered. And there's also a side drawing room where there is a simple looking wooden coffin. It looks very homemade, let's say. Bits of wood, nails at odd angles, and inside there seems to be a oldish gentleman passed away inside the coffin, who's surrounded by wilting flowers. There's also a faint odor of decay coming from it.
Gosh.
And yeah, Ismic brings you guys in and goes, Irina, I've managed to find some people who can help us. These people help take you to safety. Oh my god, sorry, 2 seconds. I thought I was having a nosebleed then. He goes, to safety, and they'll find somewhere where you'll be safe from that devil himself. And Irina just kind of like starts putting hands on her eyes. She's got very red eyes. They're very puffy. It looks like she's been crying for days. She turns around and she's like, Ismek, is that all you can keep thinking about? Our father's dead, and all you think about is just how we can get away. What about the people of Baravoia? Who have they got to look to? They've got to look to us now. Like, no one's going to look after them. And Ismek turns around and goes, Barovia's dead. No one's around. Everyone's hiding. The families don't want to come out. Everybody avoids you. They think that you're cursed. We can't take it anymore. Especially after our old man died. Those creatures, they drove him to have a heart attack. Strahd himself drove him to have a heart attack. You must see this, Irina. Surely you do. And she kind of just like wipes her eyes and just like snivels in a corner a little bit. And during this awkward exchange, the three of you are just kind of like in the landing, kind of there, staring at them. Anything?
Hello, wench. My name is Jules. This is my brother, Valtesh, and this is my best friend, Ari.
Oh, love it.
And
Think of your wench. That's good.
wipe your tears, wench. There's no need for tears here. We are here to save you. Your brother has told us all about your ply.
What exactly has he told you? She says as she starts almost like straighten her back a bit and hold her chin a bit higher, and she starts dabbing the tears away.
He's told us that you are cursed. And from what I remember, you was cursed because I wasn't really listening because I was with my best friend. You needed to be taken away because you was being plagued by some evil lord, and we're here to take you away.
So he's not just some lord. He is the Lord. He is the Count. He is the one that everyone apparently is so scared of, and for some reason he just keeps coming here and tormenting us and our family. He keeps visiting. He keeps trying to coo me outside. He just won't leave. He send his minions, his wolves constantly banging at the door. There be strange figures which would break the glass down, and Ismark, you're right. It's just, in the end, it's caused our father to die. He just couldn't take it anymore. We could all see the hope just draining from him. But
well, don't worry about it. There will be no more banging while we are here.
Our condolences, Ismark, on your father, and Valtesh nods towards the coffin with the smelly, decaying corpse.
Oh yes, yes.
As
I bow.
Mark starts nodding and he turns around and he goes, "It's sad, but the important thing is we have to get Irina to leave. She has to leave this place." And Irina just kind of like shouts. She goes, "No, Ismark. Our father is still here. We haven't even buried him. I will not leave until at least he's in the ground. Like, I can't believe you expect me just to get up and go just because some small thing has caused us all to fall to pieces. Like, our father's dead. Why can't you see this? Why is this not hitting you? And all you're worried about is some strange man who just keeps coming around all the time." And Ismark just kind of like looks at her a bit gobsmacked and says, "Strange man? You know how dangerous this man is. He's always there. He seems to almost bring you in as if mesmerized. No one seems to resist him, and any who try just disappear. Or even worse, they come back. Not as in as themselves. They come back dead. They just keep coming back and keep attacking, and they just don't stop. It's just chaos everywhere we go." And these two start to have a bit of a shouting match as they start walking to the drawing room. And they've sort of like left you guys in the landing.
I'll talk in a minute. My mouth's just full of chips.
Valtesh kind of looks around a bit awkward, like, okay, yeah, middle of domestic, excellent. So, Jules, shall we follow them, or shall we have a look around?
We could just take the body and go bury it.
Well, no, is it dark outside now?
Yeah, it's dark.
No, yes. Oh, yes, that's not a problem.
Got it, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's go bury the man. Ori,
Is there chili?
you even let them know that Jules is carrying the body outside so we can bury him?
Oh, yes, I'll go and pick it up.
Ori feels
The
like this
coffin.
is a terrible idea.
Bear in mind, they're in the drawing room where the body is.
Oh, are they?
Oh, okay, well,
We'll just walk in and take it.
Jules gets one end of the coffin, I get the other end, and Ori's about to explain what's going on as we start to lift the body off the coffin off the floor.
Jumps on top of the coffin and holds down, goes, "What are you doing? Stop!"
We look innocently at her and we're like, "Sorry, Irina, we thought we would help you out by putting him into the ground."
I actually don't know what to say. That does mean quite a lot, and I will be most grateful, but where were you planning on putting him?
Well, actually, Jules, put this down. It's probably best to dig a hole before we carry a body out. That's usually how it goes, I think.
Put it outside the pleasure.
In the whaling house. Ismark, Irina, where would you like us to dig a hole for your father?
Our father needs to be respected. He needs to. You need to take him. You need to take him to the church. At least there, the father can say the last rites and put his spirit to rest. But we have to be careful. Yes, Jules.
Is the death house still there?
Outside Barovia.
Yeah.
I guess if you get to that side, you can have a gander. It was still burning
So
as you left it.
I was going to say, I know an altar where we could get rid of him.
Oh dear. Well, Valtesh is going to actually just quickly look out the window and then turn back to the group and going, maybe we'll all just have dinner and we'll do that first thing in the morning when it's we're rested and there's light out.
Let's just go now. Where do we need to bury him? At church?
Irina and Ismark like share almost like a worrying look, and Irina turns around to you and goes, "I am so thankful to the Morning Lord that you're willing to do this, but I think it might be best if you did wait till the morning at least. At least that way the Night Mother won't try to at least the Night Mother won't then take it as a foul play that you tried to bury him during the night, and it also gives you chance to evade from Strahd's cursed minions. But yes,
Who is this?
The church."
Jules will say, "I am at one with the Night Mother." She is my
Fine wench.
my 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 god my god my god saloon for a lovely wench she is. Known as a Lady of Silver, and the Night White Lady. She will protect us on our route. We need to get this done and apparently get you out of here because you are in grave danger. And is there any less danger than grave? No.
Ooh, so we need the minister or the random folk to do his ritual though. They just said, and he's not there until the morning.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
No.
Plus,
Zarovich is always there. It's just more. I'm more worried about you and outside and what it could mean, and just it's not.
Who is?
Sorry, Karen.
Who is this? Who is this peeping Tom you've been speaking of? The one who's always leching on you outside.
Strahd.
Yeah,
surely you know,
Strahd. I think you called him.
Surely you know of Strahd.
No, enlighten
the
us.
Great Lord who owns everything, who this entire land belongs to. The man on top of Castle Ravencroft, which you can see in the peaks as you leave Barovia.
So he is a lord.
Yes, he's the
And you do not want him?
No.
I find this very strange.
He's a vicious monster who's caused my family to die, and he's cursed. Even the Night Mother herself doesn't want him.
But you would be Lady Irina.
I don't want to be his lady! And she screams at you.
Oh. There's no need for screaming.
Wow. Meow.
Valtech is going to slyly turn to Ori and just, with his hand tucked up next to him, kind of concealed, just do a little, charade with his charade, should I say, with his hand. a little
corners
claw, a
of
little cat's
mouth,
claw.
the corners of Ori's mouth just like smile slightly.
Well, I guess we stay here till the morning.
Sounds like a great plan.
She's
Yes.
a bit like the woman herself is quite striking. She has auburn hair, and she just sort of stares at you with, I guess what you could say is a bit of a hard stare, but the features soon soften, and she just sort of sighs and goes, "Of course you can stay here. Of course we'll protect you. It's just, I don't know how good we could be. The choice is yours. If you want to try take him to the church now, you can, but if you're not careful, the dead will march soon." And she starts walking across into the main oh my god, what's it? Family room, I guess you could say, dining room, where there's a large fire going, and she sits on a large wide arm chair, and she sort of like stares into the fire, and Ismet comes along, puts his hand on her shoulder, and starts sort of whispering in her ear and being reassuring, and then sits on the chair opposite her and says, "There are plenty of rooms upstairs for quite the large mansion. There's not very many of us, unfortunately. So take your pick of the rooms if you like."
Okay. Good night, my sir and wench. And walk upstairs.
So Jules is buggered off on beds. Valtesh is going to turn to Ori and say, "Ori, do you still have those smelly flowers? Could you pop a few of them on the coffin to help it freshen it up in here?
Yeah, good thinking.
The ones you picked, I believe. Liberated."
Then walks over to the coffin and places down the flowers.
Oh, so lovely.
To alleviate the stench of the rotting cad.
All right. So as you guys,
So Jules has buggered off upstairs.
Yep.
Well, I was going to stay downstairs because I think Valtesh needs to ask them, "Are you going to be safe if we go up and retire for the evening?"
For days, for weeks, in fact, we had creatures at our windows and out of doors. They only seemed to sort of smash the actual glass and never came inside themselves. And Ever since my father passed, we haven't heard from them at all. That was 3 days ago. I think, at least for tonight, we should be fine. But the choice is yours.
Ori only needs to when. Oh no, we're not doing long rest, are we? I was gonna say Ori only she like lightly meditates for 4 hours, so she doesn't really need to sleep.
I mean, you guys can all sleep. It will be a long rest. I know you guys haven't really used spells, but I mean, it means that you're fresh in the morning.
I'm kind of half tempted to
I have.
dig a hole. Sorry, go on. Sorry.
Ori decides to sleep downstairs because she only does like her 4 hour rest, so she thinks that that's enough to she can offer some protection by saying downstairs kind of on guard.
All right, that's fine. And sorry, Chris, what were you about to say? Aurelia?
I need a long rest because I have done spellcasting, so.
Yep, that's fine. So, Valtesh, what are you doing? Are you going upstairs to bed as well, or are you staying downstairs, or?
I'll do the first 4 hours, and then he'll wander up and probably destroy a bed by laying on it and being too heavy.
Alright, I will say, as you guys explore this mansion, there are portraits of sort of different burgomasters and their families all across the walls. A lot of them are very askew. The actual upstairs seems like it's not had anybody in it for, you could even say, like months to years. As you go along, there are plenty of beds. They're all very thick, large beds as well. And as you lay on your beds, the beds actually seem to take away very, very nicely, and it seems to be one of the nicest beds that you've been in. However, as you start to fall asleep, Jules, you realise there's a small little box sort of on the bedside table. And there's almost like a little card with a smiley face of a pie on it.
Oh yeah, God, I'll get up and eat it. No, I go and open it.
So as you go along and open it, you do see a pie in there. It seems to basically be intact. It's amazing. It's like somebody had placed that in there specifically for you. It's a cold pie, don't get me wrong, but it's a big thick pie. Like imagine like a massive Christmas pork pie. It's like that.
Don't you have
So it's a smiling assassin pork pie then. Excellent.
Don't you have a flame spell, Jules?
Don't I have a...
Heat that bad boy up with some flames.
Yeah, is it hot? I don't have a flame spell. No, I don't.
It's not hot.
What kind of dragon are you?
I mean, you could breathe into the. I'm going to say each room has a fireplace.
Oh yes, I've got flowers. Yeah, I've got fire breath. Yeah.
Pork pie. Who eats hot pies?
Is it hot? Such.
If you cook it, it will be hot. Right now, it's cold. It's a cold.
Right now, it's cold.
Pie.
Does it look like it's minging or not?
No, it looks absolutely amazing. The actual crust of it is like this beautiful golden, and somehow where they put the hole in the top so it doesn't burst, they've managed to make the hole in the top look like a smiley face at you.
Oh God, yeah, I'll eat it then.
Yep, are you gonna eat the entire thing?
Oh God, yeah.
All right. Okay, that's fine. You eat the entire thing and you feel so satisfied. And yeah, are you going to go to sleep? Are you guys all going to sleep?
Yeah, I'll go to sleep afterwards, yeah.
Yeah, I'll get my fat head down. Yeah,
Yep.
I've been up for ages, saving the group. So.
Alright, Gladra and Aurelia, are you guys going to sleep?
If like I said before, I'll stay awake until Aurelia's finished doing her spells, and then as soon as she's finished, I will excuse myself and go into my room.
Alrighty, and Aurelia, you said you were making 2 bits and then falling asleep.
Yeah, so I'll be doing what Gladra just said he was doing. So, yeah.
Wonderful. So, all of you, can you roll for me a d20, please? Looking at Lorraine after I asked that.
Ooh, an 11. That's a big roll.
2 11s.
Great.
Oh, Ori, you are getting messed around.
Bad time.
All right. Well then, guys.
And so's Aurelia.
Ooh.
Well.
The 2 females.
Right. bear with me 2 seconds. I'm going to see how this one freaking works. So,
Jules is like off his tits on pie. Look at him, he's got a 16.
In my sleep, how you can hear me talking. Mummy, why did you leave him with him? Mummy.
Oh,
hello, Valtesh. I'm going to need you to close your ears for a second, gorgeous.
What?
I'm going to need you to close your ears for a second.
Are you naughty talking to me there, Aaron?
I'm naughty talking to you. Yes, absolutely. So, as you're downstairs doing the first 4 hours, you see a light coming from outside. It's like a bright green light. It's after the first couple of hours, and it slowly it starts to stir you and wake you up.
Okay. So I'm upstairs and it's outside a window, or am I downstairs still?
You said you're doing the first 4 hours, didn't you? And then going upstairs. Yeah, it's when you're downstairs. You can see that Irene has fallen asleep in the chair, as well as Ismark, and the fire's died down by this point. And it seems to be that Ori is in a sort of meditative state, sort of like sat on the floor.
Okay. Do you want me to lay out what I'd probably do?
Yeah, what would you like to do?
Yeah, I'd probably keep an eye on the green light, and if it say persists for say like 5 minutes, that's when I'd probably try and start to stir Ori, but in a very gentle manner. Obviously, realise she's in some kind of meditative state. I want to mess her up.
What I will say is you can start to see that the light's starting to flit a bit, but you can wake up Ori if you like.
Oh, what? As in it's diminishing in brightness.
So it's like outside something's moving past the window a couple of times.
Oh, like as if like a car headlight was facing a window and someone walked in front of it, kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, got you. But the light itself is staying as strong as it was.
It's almost like someone's got a head torch on, and there's like 4 or 5 of them, and they're all walking past your window. That kind of like flittering.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Definitely. If I start to see that happening more and more, I'd start to try and stir Ori awake.
Alrighty. Ori.
Hello.
So as you start to stir, you realise that Valtesh is in front of you and shaking you gently, stirring you to wake you up.
Okay.
How do you react?
Confused.
Okay. So Ori, there's something outside. Don't make too much noise because Ishmark and Irene are asleep. But it looks like there's several things outside. I've just seen the kind of flickers of light. Something's not right out there. Do you want to go and try and wake Jules? Bring him down. Then we can investigate.
Yeah, I feel like we should definitely check out this situation. But they did say that nothing was coming inside, so I feel like we should look and just see what happens.
Maybe you and Jules have a look from the upstairs windows, and I'll stay down here with these two.
Are you gonna go and grab Jules?
Yeah, I can go grab Jules.
So, Ori, as you run upstairs and you go into the loud snoring Dragonborn's room, Valtesh, are you looking outside the window?
Yes, I'll be still downstairs in the dining room, the front room, whatever it is, in the fireplace with the two brother and sister.
All right, I'm going to keep you included, but I'm going to wake Logan up as well. All right. Oh my god, not rolls. Hello, Jules.
Hello.
So, as you're laying there snoring during the night, suddenly Ori starts shaking you and waking up quite violently. How do you react?
I wake up. Is she like I don't know what she's saying.
What?
Jules, wake up!
Oh, yeah. I'm awake. Yes. Oh, and then I trump. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm awake.
Ori like laughs in front of her nose, and then she's like, "There's something outside. I think we're in trouble. We need to check it out."
Okay. I'm up and I jump up. I put my clothes on.
Ori quickly covers her eye.
Alright, do you go check out the window as well?
Yes, I will check out the window.
So as all three of you look out the window, you start to see there are figures which seem to be walking through the streets. They seem to be walking west, as if they're starting to go towards the hill, towards the large castle. And as you actually stare out, you realise that there is figures almost pulling themselves from the ground, almost like green ghostly images, causing almost like a green light to flicker around. Many of these seem to be armed, a lot of them with very common like clothes and weapons. Some of them seem to be doing like silent screams as they jog forwards. Others seem to be like begrudgingly pulling like giant axes. But what you do notice is there are hundreds of them. And as you look, you can't quite see the castle itself, but you can see almost small images which seem to so like small sort of like flickers of light, which seem to climb up this tower and just like drop off the edge, and they just like filter out and disappear again.
Ori glances at Jules with a like, "What the fuck is going on?" expression.
I turn to her and go, I don't fucking know. There's way too many for us. They're not coming here, are they?
No, they're literally walking almost away from you and going to the west.
Ori runs downstairs to discuss the sight with Valtesh.
I run downstairs with them.
At hearing you guys run downstairs, Irene and Ismac both wake up with a bit. So I was like, oh, what?
Are they there?
The window. Yeah, they're downstairs. They fell asleep.
Oh, and I turn around and go back upstairs then. And go back to bed. I like run downstairs. Oh, you're here. And then I turn around and go back to bed.
Ismac gets up and looks outside and goes, oh, don't worry. They do it every night. We've called it the March of the Dead, and it starts like stretching a bit as Arena goes, oh, it's just them, and starts settling back down again. And Ismark sort of like, sorry, my music player is playing music for some bizarre reason. But anyway, yeah, and Ismark kind of like stretches and goes, they're harmless, it's just of the dead warriors who are here that Strahd conquered centuries ago, and they all came back up to throw themselves in front of Strahd again. And he goes and sits back down on the chair. He starts to snuggle up and fall asleep.
Ishmark, I need you to clarify this for me.
Yeah?
Are the defeated warriors of Strahds, these are the defeated warriors that stood up against Strahd?
Okay, Google. Is that downstairs? Sorry, can you say that again?
These are the warriors that stood against Strahd and he killed, and now they're rising and going to his castle.
It's just the rumours that have gone and the gossip, but it seems, that it seems to be that years ago when Strahd was alive and kicking and human, and he took down, he came along to Baravoia and conquered the enemies. He killed hundreds and thousands, and these are the ghosts of those who've been slain coming back.
How many nights?
Like that white switch. Say sorry?
How many nights has this been happening?
Oh, every night.
And is it always the same ghosts?
Yeah, it's always the march of what we call all the dead.
What happens if you go out there?
Nothing, they'll just walk past you.
Where are they heading?
They go to Ravencroft, the castle.
The home of Strahd.
Exactly.
Has anyone ever been up there?
You only go up when you get invited. Usually Strahd likes to venture down every now and then and calls them across a carriage.
And does anyone ever come back?
I don't know. It seems to almost be like I guess it's gossip. Not many people from here, unless it was ones who were trying to challenge it. There was quite a few who did challenge it, but they've all been slain naturally.
How do you know they were slain?
Well, none of them came back. Well, one of them came back, but we tend not to talk about it.
Are they still in the town?
Well, I promise you this. How about in the morning when we go see Donovich, we can discuss it with him because he knows him on a much more personal note.
So are we safe? He's walking dead outside.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, it's only been about 4 hours, but why don't you go back to sleep and I'm sure we'll be fine till the morning.
Okay. Ori, are you okay staying on guard?
Yeah.
It's
You
been
had your 4 hours.
Oh,
I would-
I was trying to figure out where the music was coming from in the flat, but Ori is happy to wait.
All right, so I'm going to say that you guys all go back to sleep, and soon, pretty much about an hour almost on the dot, the almost visage disappears. I'm going to jump into game room 1 now and talk to the guys, and then I'll bring you back in if that's all right.
Yeah, go for it.
Cool, awesome.
Should show backpack there.
Hello again, guys.
Oh yeah, I do.
Hello. Yeah, well, I can make that into it.
Oh, awesome. Awesome sauce. So what else do you need?
That's it.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
What
have you done to us?
Well,
he's killed us.
With these guys being separate rooms, they all decided to wake each other up. So I was dragging you one at a time. I was trying to just do kind of like quick things, but apparently not. Anyway, so I'm going to say that, especially with these roles, that Aurelia, you kind of like sleep quite soundly during the night, but there's something which sort of disturbs you. You can't quite put it's almost like somebody said a loud noise in the next room. Excuse me, sorry. But you couldn't quite pinpoint what the noise was or what it was that woke you up. You just kind of like wake up with a bit of, well, drained. At the same time, Gladra, something seems to be irritating your eyes, and it seems to have drawn you to wake up. And you see a green light faintly coming from underneath the doorway. How would you guys both like to react to these?
Gladra gets up, shoves something under against the door, and goes back into bed.
Alrighty. And how about Aurelia? Aurelia's the one with the window, by the way.
Sorry? I'm the one with the window.
Yeah.
Is it open or closed?
It's boarded.
Excellent. I reach over to my equipment, I grab my pistol and put it underneath the pillow and go back to sleep.
I will say that you do notice there's a faint green light coming from underneath your doorway and also outside the window as well. But are you wanting to still keep going to sleep?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's absolutely fine. No worries. Right, I'm going to bring you all back together except for one.
Oh, I'm dying.
Yes, you are now dying. Alright, and you're all going back to Games Room 1. Oh my god, move to Games Room 1. There we go. Except me and you.
Oh no, do I have to put my ears again?
No, it's me and you.
Ah.
Yes.
No one else can hear us?
No one else can hear us. We're alone. Except for the recording, maybe, perhaps. As you start to survey the room, it's a very long night. Can you roll me a d20 again?
Do I do it now in this?
Yep. Wonderful. You hear a whisper from the shadow in front of you, and as you look up and you start to look into the whisper, you see a black almost image. If you imagine sort of like curled up like so, and as you try to stare at the image, you hear another whisper going, "Oh really? Ordana," and it seems to call you into the shadow. Seems to be blacker than any of the shadow.
Okay. Do I decide what to do now?
If you like, yeah. You're seeing this, how would you like to react?
Perception?
You like to do another perception? Yeah, roll perception.
Yeah, she just wants to see what she feels in her gut. weird shadow.
You realise that this has happened before. This happens almost when you're on the brink of a nightmare, as if like when you're just coming through, in between that thin state between awake and asleep, and almost between the thin layers of the veil. As you look at the shadow, and the shadow suddenly becomes a raven bursting forward straight for your face. And as you go along, you shield your eyes. As you turn around, there's a small child looking up at you with a doll without a head on, and she just like stares straight into your eyes and then grabs your cheek and disappears.
Okay, I understand.
And you're left with that. All right. Now you're going. Thank you. You're going back to the main room. Hello, everybody. We're
back.
Hello. Wonderful. So, it's the next morning. You guys wake up. Strange experiences for some, not for others. Stranger for even others. What would you guys like to do? As the guys in the mansion wake up, you realise that there isn't sight of Ismak anywhere. In fact, Ori seems to, after a strange situation, she seems to almost blacked out for a little bit. And then realised that Ismak wasn't in the chair anymore next to her. However, Irina's woken up, greeted her good morning, and she's gone along and started to cook a bit of food for you. For, well, Valtesh and Jules and you. You can hear the simmering of fat.
Have we woken up and made our way downstairs, have we?
Have you? I mean, I'm going to say that you guys kind of like, there's light coming in, it sort of like, it
okay.
wakes you guys all up.
Yeah, so I'll wake up, wash myself. Is there a bowl of water in my room? I'll wash myself off and don my armor.
For it. Yep.
I'll ring my bell or I'll shout, Jules, you wench, go get me some water. And I'll
came along. She's brought you some big tubs of water.
Excellent. Yeah, get washed, don my armor, and then I will follow my nose towards the smell of cooking breakfast. Yeah, that as well.
Ori takes a big scoop of cold water and just like splashes her face with it.
Honking.
And what does Jules do?
Jules will just stick his head in it, go wake up, get dressed, and come downstairs.
All right.
And say thank you for the pie you left me last night.
As you, sorry, actually, I'm going to cut it off there for a second. And Aurelia and Gladja, what have you been doing?
Sleeping.
What do you do when you wake up?
I'm going to make 2 more infusions.
Yep. How long would that take you?
Just a second. I think it's 10 minutes each.
Oh, that's fine.
It's bugger all time for infusing.
Yeah. No, that's fine.
Yep.
I'm going to say, are you guys going to maybe head downstairs?
Gladra will have just woken up and obviously moved the thing from under the door and just gone downstairs.
As you go downstairs, and I'm going to say this is probably while Aurelia is infusing, you go down to see Ismak is actually downstairs, and he's got his hands out, and he's like, "Oh, morning. I've asked our good friend over there," and he points over to your friendly neighborhood bartender, who just sort of like stares with like dead eyes at you, to get you some breakfast. I'm sorry it's not the best, and it looks like legs of lamb, but like, you know, still there's fur on it and stuff like that. It's being cooked and the hoof is still there as well. Like, I did try my best to persuade him to let me cook, but I hope you had a good night, little gnome. And when you're finished doing that, are you coming downstairs as well, Aurelia?
Yes.
Yep, and as you come down the stairs, he goes, "Oh, fantastic!" And the lovely lady is ready as well, it seems. And as he kind of like presents the breakfast to you as well. He's like, I'll be honest, we've asked for help from the rest of your friends who have agreed to help take my father's body to the church today to bury him, and I thought I'd come and greet you and see if you were to join us over there.
At the church.
At the church, yeah.
And what happened to your father?
Almost like a sadness seems to just come over his face, and he looks back at you and he just goes, my father unfortunately passed away of a heart attack a few days ago. I've sort of been hiding in here drinking ever since. You see, I've always lived in his shadow, and it just seems a bit too surreal, the fact that he's gone. And now there's all this going on, and all I can seem to think about is protecting Irina, and that's why I've jumped at seeing you here and try to have you help me as much as possible. And I don't mean it in any foul play or trying to take advantage, but I won't lie, I'm just lost.
We're our friends.
Who's this Irina?
Irina's my sister, the one I asked you to help yesterday to come to the mansion to come see.
Let me see. So, okay. Turns to Gladra. How about we head to this church and see what's going on?
But where are our friends now?
Oh, they're at my my mansion now. They're just having their breakfast and getting ready as well. And we said that we'd meet yesterday and we said yesterday that we'd meet today up at the church. Irina's going to give them some breakfast and then explain to them where they need to take the coffin to.
And our friends will meet us there?
Yes, that's who I'm talking about.
But how but did you tell our friends that we would be there?
No, I've just woken up to come grab you now.
So what happens if our friends come here first to find us?
Well, that's why Irina's going to tell her that I'm here to take you to the church.
Okay.
And he kind of like smiles at the
Gladra, you're overreacting a little bit. How about you sit down and have some breakfast?
No thanks.
Wait, quick, Gladra, what spells do you have? What cantrips do you have?
Mending, Ray of Frost, Firebolt.
Nope, not the ones I wanted. Never mind. You can make your food taste absolutely amazing if you wanted to. There's a cantrip for that. I can't remember if it's prestidigitation or is it?
Yeah, prestidigitation.
Yeah. I thought you might have had that. All right. So.
No.
No.
As you are all talking and such, and he essentially he waits until you guys are ready and says, "Well, if you'd like to go, just let me know, and I'll meet you by the door." Thankfully, the sisters aren't here today, and they seem to be sound asleep upstairs. And he gives a nod to Eric while he waits.
While I've done this, I've got all my equipment shoved into the satchel, so I've now just got a satchel hanging off the side of me. So I'm not encumbered by any backpacks or anything like that.
It's all just like a dangling, like Indiana Jones satchel.
Yeah.
I like it. Right, I'm going to cut back to the mansion where Ori, Valtesh, and Jules are having like a lovely breakfast this morning. It seems to almost be like bacon, the food that you're getting, but there's piles and piles of it. However, Jules, as you are sort of sitting there eating and your body's waking up, you're remembering the amazing dreams that you had last night. Like, honest to God, you have never had such a good sleep. After you ate that pie, even after Ori woke you up, even still, you seem to just literally be in bliss. And it felt so real as well. Like, it's like your wildest dreams all came true, and yet you woke up. And now the dreams aren't there. And all you're craving for right now is just you wish you could experience it. Oi! Sorry, cat's just pissing about. Yeah, I'm watching you, little shit. Anyway, sorry. And yeah, and all you can think about is, fucking, yeah, I see you. How good it would be to experience it again. Can you do me a favor and just give me a con save?
Ooh, nice.
Nice, very, very nice.
Stomach of iron.
As you're I'm just looking at this pulsing which is going on with Jules.
Sorry.
No, it's alright. I was just enjoying it. Your hand starts going toward your bag with a craving for pies, but then you realise that actually you're alright for now, and yeah, that's it.
So basically, what I'm getting is these pies are crack.
No, these pies give you amazing dreams. That's what Jules knows.
Sounds like good pies. Irina. So Valtesh is going to say to Irina, where's your brother?
So, Ismak's gotten up quite early. He's usually quite a light sleeper anyway. I'm sure Ori saw him as he left.
Or he just stares like wide-eyed.
But then again, she does seem a bit pale. Well, she's already pale. Paler? She's very pale. She looks a bit whiter this morning.
Or he scowls at the woman as she's describing her paleness.
But yeah. As you were all sleeping, he's gone along to go get your friends. Obviously, I know you were saying that you'd help us bury our father, and again, we're so thankful. But he's going to go get your friends to meet you at the church, so obviously you can all be together as well. I mean, they must be worried about you. You've been here all night, and I'm sure you're worried about them, especially after seeing that March of the Dead last night, right? I'm sorry, I forgot to mention about that. It's just, obviously, with the death of our father, it's quite hard to think about simple things such as the ghosts of the dead and whatnot all coming back. But yes, if obviously you are all still happy to help us, Ismet will meet you at the church, and it's literally, if you just take it the coffin north, straight north, and you'll eventually be able to find it. It's a large graveyard, so you can't really miss it.
Are you not coming with us, Irina?
I will. I promise. I just, once I've cleaned this, I don't want Ismat to see me when I'm in this state. And she starts, her eyes start tearing up. And she's like, it's just, I can't help but blame myself for this. It must be my fault. Everyone keeps saying that I'm cursed, but I promise you I'm not. Yet, this Count seems to be obsessed with me. He keeps visiting me. I've seen him twice at least, and I couldn't even tell you what happened. All I remember is just hungry eyes staring at me, and I just need an hour just to compose myself. I promise. I will be there. And she kind of starts to straighten her back again and lifts her chin, and she goes, "Now, Irina, no tears. We're strong." And she gives you guys a smile, and she goes, "So, I guess, are you guys able to still help me?"
Jules will stand up, put his arms around her and go, "No tears, wench. No tears," and pat her back. And then, "Come on, Valtes, take this coffin. You get one end, I get the other end. To me, to you."
To me, to you, to me, to you. Alrighty, so, I'm guessing you guys...
just wants to, before he goes, he just kind of looks wearily at Irina and just says, "Do you know why they say you're cursed?"
Because Strahd just is obsessed with me. He keeps calling me his beauty and his lost love, but before this all started happening, I've never even met the man. He appeared one day as if he just suddenly came across me and just like that, obsessed. And since then, I've had wolves around here. I've seen our neighbours come back from the dead to attack other neighbours. It's turned this entire village upside down, and it seems to all just because of one man's mad obsession.
And have you been safe in? Are you normally safe in the daytime?
Well, rumor has it doesn't like to come out during the day, which is why we asked you to wait. He seems.
Sorry, the reason I'm laughing is I just got the kid from Aliens. They only come out at night, mostly.
Do you need us to wait with you for the next until you've composed yourself and then go together to the graveyard?
I think I'll be alright for now, but if you were to go ahead, I promise I'll meet you there. I'll just I'll wait until town's not quite as busy.
It looks Valtesh is going to look around to Jules and Ori for some affirmation.
I don't know what I wanted to say. Sorry, I'm flagging a bit now. I don't know.
I mean, are you guys wanting to take the coffin?
Yeah. So what we'll do then? So I'll turn back and say, "Yep, fine. Okay, we'll see you in an hour's time." Jules is going to give me a hand getting the coffin up, so I'll pop the shield on my back, and it's not the most kind of how should we say compassionate way of carrying the coffin, but I'm basically going to put it on one shoulder with my arm over it and just carry it on my shoulder, and then off we go, traipsing back.
Yeah, I've got the other end.
You got the other end? Can you
mate.
manage? Are you sure you can manage?
Yeah,
Are you sure you can manage, little brother?
I can manage both.
Okay,
I've
brother.
got this end.
Our fragile friends are probably missing us and in danger.
Yeah.
Let's go rescue them anyway.
Oh yes, definitely.
Yeah.
How many times are we going to drop it?
Oops. That doesn't count. That doesn't count.
Dear father, so hopefully not many times, but now we are back in the lovely town of Baravoia. Yay! So, obviously you guys are down at the bottom. If I'm going to say, because you're leading, I'm going to say that Valtish, you have control of the token.
Okay.
Ismark is at the pub, and what Irina said was if you were to keep going north, so up to the pub, and then keep going up to the graveyard, which is just the top up here. So
Okay,
I guess,
we're going to carry on progressing unless Ori or Jules say any different.
Ori's happy to carry on progressing.
Can we hear the wailing still?
So we're now at the Wailing House.
You actually can still keep hearing the wailing, and it's almost as loud, if not louder, than the day before. Like, going through your memory, you actually seem to remember that, well, this wailing seemed to be kept going last night as well. It was so often, you just put it in the back of your mind.
Shall we go in, or should we go and meet our friends and then come back?
Ori, what do you suggest?
I feel like we should meet everybody and then come back. The wailing doesn't seem to be subsiding.
Okay.
So we bury the fat guy, and then we go and stop the wailing. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
Alright.
Pick it back up, brother. You've dropped it again.
Oh, I put his leg back in.
You guys can see Ismark at the top with a. I'm guessing Aurelia and Gladra has followed Ismark out, yeah?
Yeah.
Eventually Gladridge just obviously have to go get the rest of his stuff
Yeah.
quickly, but yeah.
Obviously, you have the place for a week essentially. It's all paid for kindly by
Do we-
Gladra.
So, do we have time to check his pockets?
Who, the dead guy?
Yeah.
Whoa! Fucking whoa!
Oh,
I am just going to fucking put this out there. You were the one that was fucking bitching at me for raiding everything in that fucking house, and now you want to fucking rob a dead guy.
I mean, I'm gonna say you had well over 300 feet between, obviously. Irene
No,
and
I'm just pointing this out, as in general.
I'm just saying to these guys, they've got well over 300 feet.
Ori,
No,
like,
I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I was just saying
Ori
it.
backhands Jules at the thought of that.
I was just saying. Okay, no. Can't kill puppies. Can't rob dead people.
He's learning.
Slowly but surely, yeah.
Very slowly. Let's move on.
All right, guys, and yeah. Oh my God, let me just sort this one out quickly. As you guys go along, you start going up towards the church, which I will get to as soon as I open the church page, which says atop a slight rise against the roofs of the pillar stone that supports Castle Ravencroft stands a grey, sagging edifice of stone and wood. The church has obviously weathered the assaults of evil for centuries on end, and is worn and weary. There's a bell tower that rises towards the back, and flickering light shine through holes in the shingled roof. The rafters strain feebly against their load. And you guys have all suddenly appeared on this map once I drag you guys onto this map, which I've been playing with. Alright, so can you guys see around this area?
Oh yeah.
Down a little bit.
I have memories of this one.
Yeah.
For some reason.
I couldn't figure out why.
Oh my fucking God.
Have you turned the night vision on my token yet?
Night vision.
Ladra's running away.
Still be on there, yeah. There should be lots of lights outside, and there should be like a block on the front. And yeah, you've got night vision on as well.
Excellent.
Wonderful. Yes. So, yes.
Is it green?
Yeah, it's green. It's
Excellent.
how the token's been left. Is that you drawing a thingy?
Yeah.
Oh no, stop it. So Ismark looks at you and he just goes, "Oh, thank you so much for bringing here. I began to worry that you might have decided not to. Would you like to go see Donovich?"
Yes, that would be good. Would you like to accompany us?
Yes. I think it's best if I warn you all now, though. So that person that we talked about yesterday, and he looks over at Valtesh and Ori. I can't remember if Jules went to bed by them. The one who came back, he was Donovich's son, and there's a reason why this place looks so broken down, and you guys can tell, like, you know, there's holes all over the place. It looks like almost like a mob's attacked it. There's almost burn marks. Like the bushes on the outside are all burnt and crisped up. It looks like there's just been rocks thrown about. The cobbles are ruined. And as you start to get closer to the wooden doors up front, you realise that the heavy wooden doors of the church are covered with claw marks and they're scarred by fire as well. Excuse me. And Donovich goes, I'm going to explain this to you now. His son came back, but he's been trying to keep him safe from Strahd's grasp for nearly a year now, and it's not done either of them any good. And he knocks on the door loudly. And when there's no answer, he slowly creaks open the door, and coming from inside the actual church itself, you hear a mad wailing, which is like, ah! And then you can just hear almost like screams coming through it all, as in like screams of anger and of pain and anguish, coming out of what almost seems to be the floorboards. And straight dead ahead of you, you can... Oh my god, you little fucking shit cat, sorry. You can see a body of somebody. Can anybody actually see inside?
Yeah, I
the
can
church?
see. Yeah, you just
Sorry,
moved him.
guys.
Yeah.
I've got a fucking cat in the way. Piss off! Thank you.
No, I can't.
Okay, if you just move your character closer,
Yep. There you go.
you're at the bottom.
You want me to go inside or?
It's up to you. Would like to take a step inside?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Yeah, and well, as you step in, the doors open to reveal a 10-foot wide, 20-foot long hall, which leads to a brightly lit chapel. As well as light coming through all the many holes throughout the place, there are torches all around. The hall reeks of mildew. There's also 4 doors, 2 on either side, that leads to adjacent chambers. You can see that the chapel is strewn with debris, and you hear a soft voice from within reciting a prayer. Suddenly the prayer is bolted out by an inhuman scream that rises up from beneath the wooden floor. And I'm going to say, as you guys step in there, I'm going to leave it there for the night, if that's alright.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, well, it's 11 and I'm up in 6 hours, so...
And our neighbour has decided to blare music really, really loudly, and he's normally our quiet neighbour, and we've just got rid of the loud neighbours.
So I'm going to go
God.
beat a door.
Douchebag.
But yes,
dear.
so I'm going to... well, let's just move this little body with you guys slightly.
I was going to say, what are we doing with the coffin? He just dumped it outside.
Well, I hope you're taking the coffin with you, aren't you?
Okay, we lent it up against the front of the church. There you go. Oh no, I've left the body. Oh, no.
I was just about to say, where's the fucking body? You brought the coffin, but left the body outside.
Let me move Ori. And then let me take the body. And layer advanced group. Alright, so that became a token now. There we go. There you go. Now you can move it.
I've kind of probably lent it at a 45-degree angle against the outside wall of the church by the door.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it, and I hope it's been a good night as well for you guys. And I know again that it's been another one without combat.
Good RP.
Like, that's it. Like I said, this is quite a RP heavy thing, and not everything's going to be like, Death House where it's slow, quick, slow, quick. It just depends, what happens, where you go. Obviously, you still have the mysterious trader with the cursed items to go see if you wanted to. You've obviously got the dream pies to see more about Granny, who's selling the dream pies. Obviously, some of you know what happened during the night, some of you don't. There's
Wailing House.
And then there's obviously this Wailing House as well. Absolutely. Excuse me. But yeah, it's been enjoyable for me, and nothing seems to have gone wrong so far. And I'm gonna stop the recording soon, and with that, I'm gonna stop it and not hard stop it, which obviously seemed to be what happened last time. But I hope you guys, have been. I like the coffin.
Forget to press the save button.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's it. When I stop it, it's meant to do it like it processes it as it stops. However, last time, because obviously I was like, I'm gonna go see how Lorraine's doing. I double closed.
Blame me.
I literally closed everything straight away, and that's where obviously the recording just like it processed like 4 or 5 different bits at random points. So I have a video which is like 20 minutes long of like, you couldn't even understand what's going on. Hence why there's nothing been uploaded. But yeah, I hope you guys all stay safe. I hope you guys all enjoy your time as well, and think about what sort of characters you want to be in this strange world of depression and really, really thick people. An asshole.
Yeah, I think I found mine.
It's called Britain.
Well, it's obvious that Jules is going to become an addict.
What, with them con saves? Never.
Yes, I put very big pie addict.
Well, they were great. I've old good con saves. I'm fine.
Yeah. I don't know what they're talking about anyway.
Yeah.
I was going to say, jeez, what the hell's going on there? But yeah, so yeah, that's That's been obviously the night of Curse of Strahd, and yeah, I hope you guys have a good time.